Bill Burr.
Bill Burr
What's up, buddy?
is here.
All right, show Joe DeRosa this clip as Bill gets comfortable.
Yeah, this is
this makes me howl.
30 years destroying my body to build that house. And some kid that's 19 years old lives in that house.
Fucking your wife.
Look how sick this house is. Montage of how sick the house is.
I miss you.
Looks like an Applebee's.
I miss you too. How's it going over there? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was
It's a
thinking
nice
about
little
calling Brooke. I heard she was here in town.
wife.
She's visiting her dad, and she hasn't called me.
They're
I'm
such
just a little bit,
trash.
freaked
Yeah.
out by that.
I really wish you could sit down and take the time to meet you and I together.
Yeah. When do I get to see you? When are you coming back?
She got a young Hulk.
3 or 4 days. And I bought you a surfboard up here too, by the way.
You did? Are you serious? You're such a cutie pie.
Oh, she's trying to act young. Shut up. You
All right,
hag.
baby. I'll see you in a
She's
few
in
days.
the
Be safe,
she's in the
okay?
beautiful mansion.
Yeah, I'll definitely give
That
you a call,
Hulk
though,
bought.
okay, baby?
That Hulk
All right,
broke
Dave,
every
bye.
bone in
They're
his
gonna go back
body.
to the Hulk who's on the water. Here he is. Back on the water.
The Hulk isn't even allowed in there.
I can't pet Cookie.
Brooke, I can't pull in there, otherwise your mom will have me put in jail. I can't pull up there.
I just want to touch her for a second.
He's feeling the aches and pains that it took to buy that house.
Molly, my love.
Dude, he's 3 inches
All the
shorter
bumps. Yeah.
from all those
Yeah.
years.
Molly. Oh.
Look,
All
they
the
can
bumps
only
he
just
took.
look at the old dogs. And now he's not crying.
And now Hulk's crying. Oh, wait, that's Brooke.
Oh, she's crying, Dad. I hate this.
She's crying, brother.
I was just going to say that. I want to kill your mother, brother.
They're all crying.
That's great.
They're Ed Hardy boxers.
Fucking.
Oh, God. Just weeping by the house.
Is that the
can't
brother or
visit.
the boyfriend?
Everyone's the brother.
That's not.
That's awful, man.
That's not her brother.
Divorce.
But it's bullshit because they filmed it for TV because she could have fucking petted her old dogs.
Yeah.
Of
But
course.
they had to make it even more
I don't
dramatic.
know.
for
Restraining
TV.
order?
Yeah, and he's not
The
going to.
daughter isn't allowed to touch the dog. Get the fuck
And what's he
out.
going to get thrown in jail for? He didn't beat his wife around. He just cheated on her. Who gets a restraining order for cheating?
I don't know. If she has the house and he gets on that land, that's trespassing. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know how it works. I just know everything in divorce sucks dick, and it's all about the guy getting screwed. So
Someone
Whoever
just
has
said,
more money.
hold on. Someone
Yeah.
just sent me
The
an
guy.
article.
the guy
Someone sent me an article that Linda McMahon got 70%
of what?
in the divorce.
Yeah.
Linda McMahon.
What?
I mean,
Stephanie? Okay.
Yeah.
You have me
Linda
flustered.
Hogan. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm there
Sorry.
going, wait a minute. When
Sorry,
did that
sorry.
happen?
Jesus.
70%.
She got 70%. This guy just sent me the article.
There's no fucking way to actually do the math there. How does she get that much money?
It says so much for 50-50. Linda received more than 70% of the couple's liquid assets, but the pain doesn't stop there for the Hulkster. His ex also received a 40% ownership stake in Hulk's companies, plus she receives a $3 million property settlement.
How does he not kill her?
Fucking ridiculous.
What did she do to earn that?
Nothing. She spread her legs like a fucking whore.
But he must have had a shitty lawyer.
Yeah,
He
now, it
got
sounds
to
like,
fuck-
I know
sounds
the
like
guys
he
get-
tapped out. Sounds like he said, look, I just wanted to be over, brother.
Yeah.
I know guys get fucked in divorce cases, but he must have had a shitty lawyer
Yeah.
on top.
Hired Colin Ferguson.
That's great. What a lawyer.
That's fucking
She got a
horrible.
lump sum of $7.44 million from the
Got a lump
couple's
somewhere
investment account.
Come on.
The remaining 2.97.
Over the top.
So listen to this. She got 7.44 of the investment accounts, and he got 2.97. How is that fucking possible?
It's
That
ridiculous.
isn't even
He
fucking
made all
right.
that money.
It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
You know what's great is to bring shit up like that on while you're doing stand-up, and as you're doing it, you hear the women in the crowd go, that's right.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, don't ever do it, because the hatred you'll have for women will go through the fucking
Yes.
roof.
No fucking embarrassment from it.
Yeah, how do you not just yell cunt at that point?
Yeah. They're not
I mean, if I was
embarrassed
on a
or
date with
anything.
somebody and something, they flip it around and I was with someone going, that's right. That's right. I'd be like, okay, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for that lock the door test.
The fucking word. Yeah, they just fucking you. That's the thing with women in the audience a lot. It's like you'll talk about shit. Like I have a bit about women aging, and I talk about it, and I'm like,
You
yeah,
have an idea,
age,
Joe. Let's be honest.
you age.
Something you present.
An idea.
Yeah, before you give us your little stand-up comedy
I'm
class.
not going to do the
It's
bit.
like that time when I was down the Elks Club
Bill, I wish we could just hang out for once and just be pals.
Come on, Joe. You know this is the way we show affection.
That's so funny. I got a bit. You got an idea.
But
You yell it.
and you fucking cunts, you all just turn immediately.
It's so funny.
I'm hanging in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do want to hear this.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Opie looks like he's preparing for some Oscar-winning role over there. What that castaway beard? What's going on with you?
Nah, it's my horrible beard.
I like it. You look a little
Greg
distinguished.
Opie Hughes as Ernest Hemingway.
Dude, he became Ernest.
Yes. He wanted to be called Ernest.
Opie Hanks.
He's always in character. As long as he's got the beard.
It's not staying. If you need to know, it started with the whole Patrice thing a while ago.
Oh, it was a beard of woe.
Wow.
A beard of woe.
Well, it started with I just stopped shaving and then I
Yeah,
just said,
why would you
fuck it,
care
just
when
go
something
with
like
it.
that?
I have my
saddest
I have
that
my
happens.
beer
of woe.
Wait, Opie's on TV.
If you need to know,
Opie's on
if you
TV.
need to know the real answer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. What are you, an adventurer?
That's the real answer.
Let's
but,
host,
but
host
Joe,
the show
please.
from a hot air balloon.
Yeah, right.
Proud to announce Opie Airlines premiering this week.
Fuck, I wish. Where's your idea? Let's go.
But it's. I'm not going to. The
Well
plan
played.
is.
What?
Well,
I wanna
played.
get-
You got it right off you. That
I'm
was
sure
awesome.
I'll get.
Yep.
There's plenty of beer jokes coming my
Just
way.
gonna speak to Bill's point about chicks wrecking the crown. I do a joke about how women age worse than we do, and then women always
Do
get
it,
mad.
Joe.
I'm not going to do the bit.
Joe, I just don't like you saying I'm gonna speak to Bill's point like you're two congressmen debating. Fighting over
Right. I was trying to tap dance my way out of a trashing.
and it didn't work. Yes.
So what is your stance here, Joe?
The chair recognizes William Burr.
So, but it's women get mad at it. It's like I'm taught. This bit is written because of shit that women say. I'm not just up here being. So it's just they just
Like you're making the shit up.
No, Joe, don't give up.
Yeah, they just want to
Finish
be.
the point.
My point is they just want to run their fucking mouths. And they're lippy, and I don't like it. I think they need to learn their place.
I gotta say, I saw
There we
both
go.
you guys at Carnegie. It was obviously Bill Burr's show, but Joe, you fucking killed. And
Thanks.
speaking of women aging, Bill Burr's material on plastic surgery. Holy fuck, did that have? I was howling.
Oh, thanks.
I don't want you to do it. I'm just giving you a compliment.
Well, I could never follow Joe's
Yeah.
awful material.
Your fucking, your new shit, especially on the plastic surgery, that had me fucking howling, man.
Oh, thank
and
you.
Carnegie Hall dug it. You had a great.
Thank you. Well,
you had a great
I
show.
wouldn't have
there.
been there without this show.
You had a great show.
Ooh, that's true, man. That's all. This whole area.
Right.
I sold nothing until I got on this show.
I showed nothing.
Nothing. I was doing.
And I just listened to you last night. You did a podcast on Black Friday. That was really fucking funny.
Oh, those fucking idiots. Just go there on Tuesday and
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
less. Go in like a gentleman and just be like, I'll take one of those in that color. Why would you get involved in that?
They don't
Why
have the
put
sale
yourself in
on
there?
Tuesday.
They
The sale's
do
on
have the
Friday.
Yeah, the
sale.
prices
Well, I'm
don't
saying,
change.
yeah, but you.
This year especially, they started the Black Friday deals way before Black
Yeah,
Friday.
but Joe, I'm saying you obviously can't afford it. If you have to really put yourself, your fucking health at risk.
I disagree with that a little bit.
To go buy a Foreman grill, Joe? Really? Why don't you just? Do you think that by buying that you're now going to be rich?
I went to one at midnight.
I hate how you already knew what you were going to say
Yeah, I
and you
did.
didn't listen to
Wait,
the rest
you
of
didn't
that.
listen to a word.
Wait,
Tuned
you-
you out completely.
You did Black Friday, Joe?
I went at midnight, like Thanksgiving night.
Oh my
I
God!
never
I
did.
can't even look at you.
I had nothing
I
to
had
do.
nothing to do, so you went to Walmart.
anything.
No, I didn't go to Walmart. I went to the Joe Jeans outlet. I got a bunch of pairs of Joe Jeans for like $60 each. You couldn't fucking
You're in
beat it.
show business, Joe.
I'm not at the level where I get free shit yet.
But I would
So-
bet money you could have got those jeans on Tuesday.
Joe's
Yeah.
full of
I think
shit.
Bill Burr's right.
I know. I
When
was bored. I was
If
like,
Joe
I'm
ever
gonna go
becomes
check
an
it out.
icon, he'll be one of those people who goes in for the voiceover and is stealing mints. You tight fuck. What are you afraid
Is
of,
Joe
Joe?
a chiseler?
Totally.
No.
Joe thinks it's all going to go away any second.
I'm not a chiseler, but I do enjoy a deal. I'm not going to lie. I like a nice bargain when I find one.
Did you fight?
But I won't bargain hunt. But if I find one, I get genuinely excited.
Did you fight the crowds for
Kansas
your jeans?
City.
No, it was empty.
But you had to go at midnight?
Dude, I was literally sitting on my mom and dad's couch at midnight on Thanksgiving. I was wired. I had nothing to do. And they live by these outlets. I was like, I'm just going to go over and see what it's all about. And I went over.
He planned his entire fucking visit for his parents around this goddamn sale.
You're trying to make it sound logical. You couldn't
I was
wait.
wired. When I'm wired at 12, I'll jerk off.
It's some way
I'll
to
make
wind
a
down.
Sandwich.
Not go to the store.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Jon Jones is making his way down the hall. He's here early.
What?
Jon Jones, man. He's the
UFC champion.
He's the fucking man these days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to get Joe into this.
He's early. Should
Over
we?
there.
Do we have to break for live reads, or are we good?
I think we're good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, Joe's getting the fucking ejector seat.
No, get Joe another. Just
How
bring
much
your
were
food.
those sneakers, Joe? Did you get those down there, too?
Here, Joseph. Take your coat.
Yeah, beat it. Take your
Bill
coat.
is surly today.
Take your coat and your breakfast and beat it. Just beat it.
Joe,
so
I
surly.
don't like pontification.
Really? Did you ever listen to your own act?
Joey DeRose, Jody.
Hi, Joe. I want to see if that mic's on. Joe, were you talking to that real fast?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Hello?
Okay, I got
Is
you.
it on?
Holy shit. Jon Jones in
sir.
studio.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Pleasure.
How you doing,
It's a
man?
pleasure to meet you, sir.
He's in fighting shape.
Opie and Anthony.
What's up, man?
Fuck that. Jon Jones, man.
You
We became instant fans of yours.
Oh, yeah?
Instant.
Which fight was it? Shogun fight?
Which one was it?
It was before Shogun.
It was before
I think.
Shogun, and we wanted you in here badly.
I was at the Shogun fight. It was.
New Jersey?
I was sitting behind his family. It was really.
Poor guy.
Yeah, they were not happy.
Shit.
These tough Brazilian guys who were like part of his crew and his family, and they were weeping. Like there was.
Wow,
they couldn't
really?
believe he lost. Yeah, because he really beat up Shogun.
Yeah. It was funny. I was actually nervous to go to Brazil because of that. He's like a hero over there. Like an icon. I was like, I don't know if I'm quite welcome there yet.
He beat up their Elvis.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a close fight. Like maybe for the first few minutes of the first round, but I watched it again yesterday. Oh, it was humiliating.
Yeah.
To lose your belt like that. Like if you're to lose your belt, you want it to go out maybe in the fifth round. Not like that.
We're not talking about losing belts here.
All right, yeah, you're fighting next week. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Rashida.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Lyoto's a tough dude.
Well, you're supposed to fight Rampage, but he's hurt and you can't.
No, I fought Rampage.
I'm sorry. I mean, Rashad
Evans. Yeah, me and Rashad, we've both had injuries, and the fight's just not panning out to happen so far. But it'll happen. I'm sure right after this Lyoto fight, it'll be
That's
either
that's
Rashad
a fight
Evans.
everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
Jon Jones and Rashad Evans. Holy shit.
They're calling that the Ali Frazier of our sport. That comparison of just the hype that's behind it. So I'm
You had
excited.
no problem with Rampage. Were you surprised by that at all?
I knew I was very confident in my game plan. I knew that my best chances of losing the fight was to stand in the pocket with him. The guy has devastating knockout power, left hand and right hand. He can hit any angle. So, I knew if I stayed out of the pocket and used my longest range weapon, which is my leg kicks and my push kicks and things, that I'd be fine. So
Right.
I was confident, but I didn't know it was going to go like that. I mean, he actually only hit me one time throughout the whole fight. Yeah. Which is nuts.
Is there ever a
4
moment in a
rounds.
fight like that where you're like, do you know you're going to win, or is that sport just so crazy that you can't even allow yourself to think that?
Yeah, you can't even allow yourself to think that. I mean, one.
This is going great.
Right? You're just down. Yeah. No way. You got to be on point at all times of the fight. Crazy thing with me, I think I have ADD. So just keeping that level of concentration and focus.
You start looking at people
for
in the
25
crowd.
rounds. Yeah, I'm like, when is this going to be over? So.
I'm not good at ADD. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He gave it up to you too, Rampage. He never does that. He's like, this guy's the real deal. He's great. Like when he was talking at the end, he really praised you.
Yeah,
he
it
did.
was nuts because before the fight, Rampage, he kept making fun of me. He had 1,000 different names to call me. Every media outlet we did, he was down on me and down on my game, down on my coaching staff. So I was like, I I'm really starting to hate this guy, you know. And so after the fight, there was a photographer caught a picture with my foot literally inside of his mouth, and I was like, you know what, you know, I just wanted. It was just so iconic, you know. But because he was so respectful right after the fight and gave me the props that I deserve, you know, I decided not to make that the display picture on my Twitter page.
Does that go into making you want to hit a guy more, like, or does it mess you up? Like, because Ali would get in people's heads, and then they couldn't fight him because they were so mad. If a guy's just shit talking you, does it kind of put so much anger in you that it could throw you off?
You know, it doesn't work for me like that. You know, I try to keep it more about the competition. You know, let's save all the trash talk and let's see who's the better athlete and the better combatant. But with Rampage, you know, he just kept insulting me so much. It didn't cloud my mind or throw me off, but it made me want to finish the fight more. You know, I didn't want the fight to go to decision. I wanted to try to knock him out or embarrass him. And that picture was pretty embarrassing.
I didn't see the photo.
Yeah, that's because I never put it up because he was respectful after the fight. So I said, you know what? Let's shake hands and walk our separate ways. Like, man, yeah, I'll let you slide on that one.
Slide? Yeah. I'm trying to think how to ask this question without you giving up any sort of secret. But what is the most, like, I don't know, what hurts the most? The elbows. Whenever I watch that, I always think for some reason just laying on the ground, that ground and pound, somebody just dropping those elbows.
Yeah, that's my signature, the ground and pound. Yeah, every time I get my opponent down and start raining elbows down on him, you know, when he gets back to his feet, he just doesn't seem the same. It takes a lot of people's will.
Yeah, what level of training can you do where you can handle that Charlie horse kick, an Olympic level one? I can't believe you guys can still stand up. I was in a cab yesterday and Bobby punched me in the leg and I limped into the restaurant. That's Bobby.
Yeah,
just sitting there, half a jab.
Some traditional martial artists, they do body conditioning, and that's where they literally take turns kicking each other in the legs, and they do these drills where they bang their forearms together, and after a while, your body starts to harden and you know, not be susceptible to damage.
Right.
You know, I haven't taken things that far. I just rather get out of the way. So, so there is ways to condition yourself, but I don't think it's very common right now in our sport.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, my shins are pretty conditioned.
It's unbelievable.
Your elbows are but that's the worst thing in MMA is his elbows. Yeah. There was one, you hit Shogun, I think you spun around and hit him with a left elbow in the face. You're impossible to figure out because big guys, when you get in on a tall guy, at least his reach can't be used, but you just put your knees and elbows in the guy's face.
Yeah, and we talked Muay Thai 101.
We talked about that move on our show, and your arms are so long, I swear to God, it almost looked like it was a fist, and it was his elbow coming around.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I love it. See, I found myself being at a disadvantage whenever guys are too close to me because I have an 84.5-inch reach, which is the same reach as Lennox Lewis. So, you know, I had to figure out what am I going to do to defend myself when these guys are all up on my grill.
Right.
So I started working tons of Muay Thai, tons of knees, tons of elbows, and more importantly, tons of takedowns from the clinch. And it's become a good defense and offense, short range.
It seems like there's no good way to approach you from a fighter's point of view because the closer you get, the more likely you are to take a knee in the face, and that's just a horrible, horrible place to be.
I'm glad it appears that way.
Yeah, it really does. It's fighting.
We love how you fight. It's exciting. Right, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's unpredictable.
It really is.
Everything that people think you're going to do, you don't. Like, again, in the Shogun fight, there was one, you went for a leg lock, and then he's laying on the back, and you just hammer-fisted him in the face. How embarrassing.
Yeah. The least expected is hard to block.
Yeah. It seems like you train like that, or is that just your natural instinct in fighting?
A lot of it's training, and then a lot of it's just having an open mind and creativity. You know, I'm always meditating on fighting and thinking about new openings, and you know, I think I'm a really big student of myself. You know, I watch my own fights a lot, and I realize, man, you know, if I had more awareness, maybe I can add that in there, or do that next time, and do that next time. And you know, I take that mindset and I bring it to the gym, and I start working all the things that I could have done, and then once you get to the fight, you know, you just find yourself way more openings and way more ideals, and you just start throwing all types of creative things out there.
When was the last time somebody didn't know who you were, just like a civilian, and started giving you shit? And what do you think during that moment?
You know what? That's funny. That doesn't happen too often. You know, whenever I'm out, you know, I'm usually out with a few buddies, and I'm always like one of the more fit guys around, and I always have a smile on my face. So, you know, people want to start with me. It's just rare.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I would love that.
The smile diffuses.
That would be the greatest YouTube video ever.
Oh, no kidding.
What's up, buddy? What's up?
motherfucker, you fucking
Get off me, get off me.
There he goes. Yeah.
That's what guys like us fantasize about. It's like if we were like that, it's like the moment the guy said something, we're like, "Excuse me,"
Right.
like I would be reacting like I react as a nerd now. Like, that's just not the way you carry yourself when you can fight. I think.
I know. When's the last time you were afraid walking home?
I
Fucking
can't remember.
superhero.
Yeah. It's funny because I train in Albuquerque, and me and about 5 of my teammates that train at Jackson's MMA were out downtown one night, and a guy was getting jumped. He provoked the whole fight, but he was getting jumped by a group of guys. So it was about 5 against 1, and it was me and my 5 buddies that were out, and we were watching this happen. And one of my teammates was like, "Yo, let's get over there. Let's go get him. Let's go stand up for that guy." I'm like, "Well, first you got to realize all these guys are drunk, and the guy that's getting jumped tried to take on 5 guys, so this is his own problem in a way." And I was like, could you imagine a YouTube video with us pro fighters? It looked like the Power Rangers, like beating up these idiots. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, you got to let that guy learn his lesson.
Yeah, well, the police came before we know it, and it wasn't that too bad. He actually fought them all off. But
did all right?
Dude, like, we're doing spinning crescent kicks. Who are these guys?
Guys just windmilling at you, trying to get a punch in.
So you have no temptation to step in? Like if you saw, I've always thought like, what would I do? And build a funny bit on it. You see like a domestic violence episode or whatever. What would you do? And it's like you want to help, but it's scary to think it would be turned on you. Would you jump in or?
Yeah, well, the last time I stood up for someone and used my martial arts was the day of my title fight in Patterson, New Jersey. Me and my coaches were meditating at a park in Patterson, and we hear a couple screaming, run over to the scene, and there's an old couple with their windows busted out. They're standing next to their car crying, and they said they had just been robbed. So me and my coaches, we catch the tail end of this guy, and we chase him down, and me being probably in the best shape, getting ready to fight, 4 hours later, I catch up to the guy first, and I leg kick him and take him down, and hold him till my coaches come, and we all subdue this guy. And the Patterson police, they come and they arrest the guy, and we get this woman what happens to be her GPS system back, and she was just so grateful.
God,
it was all over TMZ.
That he's got to still be telling that story.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 2 old people, easy target, fucking target. Out of fucking nowhere, this goddamn superhero shows up.
Wrong time, wrong place, man.
I love it. His whole body felt like an elbow.
I love that fighting is so secondhand or firsthand that you just like, yeah, the day of the fight, I just got into another quick fight. If I kicked somebody, I'd be down for a month. Yeah. I'd be like, that's it for me. And you just whatever. It's just like small, it's business as usual. Day at the office.
I mean, we all have our niche, and fighting's what I do best. But it was cool, to use like my gift in a positive light like that, and to show people that mixed martial arts not only builds character, but you can. It's just so much greatness to that.
You're not the Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
You're the friendly dojo.
How silly is it, this misconception that it's so violent when the fights, no way MMA fighters take the abuse boxers do, because you're not getting punched for 12 rounds.
No way. And you're going to make a lot of boxers upset out there to hear it, but it's just true. It's factual. MMA is actually one of the safest sports you can play. You got football players, you got these 230-pound men running as fast as they can and clashing into each other. You got the linemen, blasting each other off the whistle, play by play. Those guys get tons of concussions. You got boxers. Boxers. The primary goal is to knock each other's heads off. Right, round after round, you get knocked down. You get an 8 count to stand back up and to get another concussion. These sports are pretty dangerous. I'm a champion, and out of my last 4 fights, I've been hit about 5 times in the face total, which is a nut statistic. And a lot of times fights are won by leg kicks or submission. There's an honorable way to just say I've had enough by tapping out. So where I guess it looks brutal because of the blood and the ground and pound and everything. Common injuries we go home with is maybe a cut over the eye or a black eye or maybe some bruised ribs or anything. But I mean, it's not nearly as dangerous as a lot of
The only one that
sports.
looks crazy is after the dude's knocked out, and you guys are so quick that you get those other 17 inches that ref is running all the way.
No. 17. Really?
I'm just saying.
Really?
I'm just, you know what it is? I put myself into the who I would be in the fight, and it's always the loser. So I always see myself laying there going, stop.
Yeah, hoping someone would get there in time, right?
And you just see your job opportunities going down, like manager of a restaurant, waiter, busboy, eating out of the dumpster. Please, get to this guy.
That's funny. You know what? A lot of times the fans are so upset because they feel as if fights are being stopped way
soon
too
now?
fast. Yeah. You know, the referees, they're aware. You know, they know our backgrounds, they know our stories, and they also know that our wives are sitting on the front row. So, you know, they stop the fights pretty fast.
Do you ever get annoyed when some crowd, when there's really some strategy going on, when it's down on the ground and they start booing? Does that ever bother you? You just want to stop fighting and be like, do you understand what the fuck I'm doing down here? Going for an arm bar
this
here,
is
you
important
assholes.
too, right?
Yeah, you know, that's the biggest difference between the Pride organization and the UFC. You know, Pride originated in Japan, and the Japanese fan base, they had so much more respect for every aspect of martial arts. You know, they really carried that martial arts demeanor and energy with them. You know, UFC fans are a little bit more about the kickboxing, the big knockout. They just want to see some blood and some knockouts. And
America.
Yeah, they don't want to see two guys, you know, rolling around on the mat.
Right.
So, you know, the UFC fans, they're really starting to pick up and realize that jiu-jitsu is a cultural thing. It's a thing that has lots of history, and they're really starting to understand what guard passing is and full mount and all the different positions. They're having, you know, a lot more respect for it nowadays. So it's not as bad as it used to be, but they're learning. We're getting there.
And it's got to be said, youngest UFC champion, Jon Jones.
Were you 23?
24 now.
When you won, I mean.
You see this beard? Well, I'm getting
Oh, you look like a much more distinguished gentleman. But no, when you won the belt, you were 23, I think, right?
I won the belt. Yeah, I was 23.
Okay.
And you only been fighting in the UFC what, 4 or 5 months now?
Actually,
Years.
my first martial arts class was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, which is it's nuts to me to think of how far. I've
Who's
made
the poor bastard who locked up with you?
I'll take the new fish.
it was some kid from Boxborough, Massachusetts, and this kid had no clue what he was getting into.
Right. No, I mean, how long have you been in the UFC though?
You know, just about 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Just about
Okay.
2 years. Wow. Been moving fast. I'm so
Yeah,
passionate
you've been
about the
moving
sport.
fast.
How did you take martial arts for? Like, what did you do before that? Were you fighting your whole life, like boxing, or just?
No, actually, you know, I wrestled. I wrestled in high school, and I wrestled in college 2 years at Iowa Central. And, you know, after I graduated from school, I just had this void. Like, I felt like I wasn't living fulfilled. You know, I had to continue competing somehow. So I ended up joining a jiu-jitsu school, got pretty good at jiu-jitsu, and my jiu-jitsu coach encouraged me to go with martial arts full speed ahead, and that's what I did. And you know, I had this vision that I would be a champion one day, and I carried myself like that, and I trained that way and meditated on fighting, you know, studied fighting as much as possible, and I found myself catching up to guys who have been doing it 12, 14 years.
I met you briefly. Me and Bob Kelly, actually, it was the very famous Frank Mir. It was the Mir-Lesnar fight.
Oh yeah.
We were back. We just said Reed Harris introduced us very briefly, and Bobby goes, "That guy's going to be a champion." After we walked away, he goes, "He's the best
Bobby
fighter in
knows
UFC."
shit.
Yeah, Bobby's really.
He
good.
really knows his shit.
Yeah, he's not here today.
Intuitive.
Are you you're from Rochester originally?
Yep, inner city, Rochester.
When
New
did you
York.
leave?
I moved from Rochester in 98.
Oh.
98, I think I was about 10.
Oh, okay. You've never had a garbage plate then.
I have Nick Tahoe's.
Yeah, yeah.
I love garbage.
I try to
plate.
explain the garbage plate to these guys.
Yeah, it's been years though, man. Honestly, it's been a long time. I probably shouldn't be eating too many of those nowadays.
Yeah, no, the Nick Tahoe garbage plate is legendary up there.
Oh, yeah.
It is just a slop of
Nope,
everything.
people, you haven't had one.
No.
It's so hard to
You're
have
not living.
discipline. You know, it's like I did three days in a row I've done elliptical, and I'm like, all right,
Now you can treat yourself, Jimmy.
treat yourself.
Is there an applause button?
I know, right? Yeah.
3 days in a row, and I figured why not have dessert last night? I don't know how you guys.
Could
I
you
don't-
talk to Jimmy? He likes to treat himself.
I do.
He likes
Love
to
a good
treat
treat.
himself.
And by the way, he's a nice man, but what he did is he looked and he just looked down at my stomach real quick and then looked back up and laughed at me.
Oh, 3 days.
I bet you he
Yeah.
never treats himself, Jon Jones.
Yeah,
Discipline.
when do you? We always ask fighters this. When do you binge? I mean, there has to be a time where you kind of let yourself go for a week, or do you?
Yeah, definitely. Right after a fight, usually I take off about a solid month.
Oh.
You know, no training. I try not to even watch a fight and just, maintain like somewhat of a normal lifestyle. I am 24 and all my friends are around that age, so their priorities are way different than mine. The responsibility levels are way different than mine. And sometimes it's just good to go back to my hometown and just remind them that I'm still one of them and, hang out, play video games for several hours with the guys and just sit around and chill, and kick it and let them know that none of this has changed me. So
when you start to train, how long do you train for a fight?
I train about 3 to 4 solid months of all nutrition, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. It's a lot. It's taxing on the body and on the mind, man. The pressure of knowing that, if you were to lose, everyone's going to have that on their DVR.
Yeah, how do you fight
forever.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what I mean? That's what really gets my butt out of bed in the morning. Oh, it's some pressure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's what's always blown my mind is just sitting there training, and you just know there's somebody else training to kick the shit out of you at like the highest level.
Yeah, it's way different than like, being on a basketball team. Like, oh, we lost the game tonight. That sucked. You lose the game, man. You're going to be hurt or the embarrassment, the fear of being exposed. Yeah. I think that's really what it is.
And it's not a team either, really. Even though you have your crew, it's it's like almost like stand-up. Like I always got jealous of people in bands that if you went out and it wasn't going well, at least you had 3 other guys there.
The drummer was off. With.
Yeah, you could always kind of go down. But yeah, it's totally on you, man.
All improv, man.
Jesus.
And you can't control, you can't control what your opponent's going to do, reactions. You got to control your own body, your own energy, and his, and it's just one big masterpiece.
And you fight only, 2, maybe 3 times a year, right?
I've actually fought 4 times a year. It's
wow.
the first time in our sports history.
That's a lot, right?
That a champion's fought in 3 world titles. And 3 world titles in 1 year. Wow. So, yeah, I've had a busy 2004. Yeah.
Do you ever have a problem with the family of someone you beat down as you're walking out of the ring? Where they ever get like upset?
No, I haven't had that issue yet. UFC fighters are pretty down to earth and pretty cool, most of them. A lot of times, you find the guys at the same after parties or sharing a drink, and hey, man, you kicked my butt tonight. Good job. I'll come back and get you next time, type of thing. So there's very little animosity after a defeat. We all respect each other and know what we go through to get ready for a performance. So how can you not respect a guy like that?
That respectful in defeat.
Yeah. I wish I could be that respectful in victory. Yeah. If he kicked my ass, I'd go, oh, next time. But if I won, I would be an arrogant prick. Stink. Smack you in the face. Get away from me.
Send your wife over here.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mr. T in Rocky 3.
No, because that's what I was thinking.
Hey, woman. Hey, woman.
I was thinking that shit because, when you're telling jokes on stage, you ever do that and you see the boyfriend start getting mad?
Oh, yeah.
But you literally beat down the boyfriend in front of his wife or girlfriend. That's just a whole nother level of complete domination. So I would figure that there would be some sort of animosity.
Give her a wink. Did you like that?
Yeah.
This is how a real man throws a knee.
Hey, Rashad and you had a history together, too, like of training together. And everyone says that that's a pretty good matchup. Or harder for you than, say, fighting a Rampage or whatever. And what is your situation with him?
It's funny. Yeah, me and Rashad Evans, we trained together for about a year, and we obviously had our falling out. He got injured, and the UFC offered me the chance to step in his spot and challenge the champion for his belt. When he got injured, he said, listen, John, you're like a little brother to me. There's no one I would rather see take my place for the belt, challenge than you. I believe that you're ready and that you're going to win this belt. So, best of luck to you. Came to my dinner, with my family and closest friends and gave me this spiel. And I said, okay, cool, man, and our friendship was tight. I had his blessing to go out there and win the world championship. I don't think he expected me to win it, maybe. So I actually won the championship, and his tone changed pretty fast, saying, oh, if he was really my friend, he would have never stepped in. And I'm like, hey, listen, I'm a young man trying to pursue my dream, and there's a job opening, and you gave me the blessing to take this position. And now that I'm doing so well at it, now I became the enemy and I become the traitor somehow. So that, for the people who follow the storylines pretty closely, they totally understand that that's exactly what it was. And so now he's doing all these interviews, telling people that because he trained with me, he can crack my code, and he knows the best ways to beat me, and he's seen me quit in practice, and he knows my openings and all this stuff. But what he doesn't realize is that I've only been competing for 4 years. Rashad's he's been competing for 8 years or maybe 10 years. So with the experience come many tendencies, and my game is elevating by the month. So I'm not the same fighter that he competed against when we were training against each other. And where he feels as if he knows my tendencies, I totally know his tendencies because of the fact that not only do I have way more footage to study, but I've trained with him as well. So I'm excited for when that fight takes place. I'm more than confident that I'll do exactly what that I've been doing. Studying these opponents, knowing my enemy, knowing myself, not being naive to my downfalls and weaknesses, and just playing the game that I love.
Can you give us an Ali prediction? What round? What's it going to be?
I usually don't give predictions, but
for Opie and
Rashad
Anthony,
Evans,
come on.
What do you mean from Rashida for this Saturday?
Exactly. It's probably not smart to look past Leo.
No,
Rashida.
that's what Tyson looked past Buster Douglas. Big mistake. You never want to look past the next guy.
But at the same time, the Rashad Evans fight is inevitable. It has to happen.
Yes.
The UFC fans want it, and it's going to happen. So obviously, I'm not looking past Leo. But for the Rashad Evans fight, I'm definitely predicting a knockout. And Lyoto, I would just say I'm going to go out there, have fun, play the game that I love, and do my best, like always.
By the way, did you see the great advice I just gave him? That's all I would offer in training camp. Hey, remember Tyson Douglas? That's all I would have to say. I offered you nothing. Thank God.
You can be my hype man.
Yeah, go on. Tyson Douglas. Douglas Tyson. I just keep saying it different. Mike and Buster.
Bring up one of the most famous fights that there's no way he doesn't know about.
I know. There's no way that motivates any fighter anymore. It's 25 years ago. But I could see where it would be hard to look past one guy to another guy. Do you think with you and Rashad, because we had him in and he didn't speak badly of you, but is it harder to fight a guy who is a close friend? Like, do you almost need something that makes you willing to go out and kick the shit out of him or him you?
Yeah, well, the thing about me and Rashad is that we're not close friends by any means anymore. There's been lots of words said between us, and I'm honestly kind of over it in a way. I just want to see the competition. Same thing with Rampage. There's so much talk going on. I just want to see who's the better athlete now. But it's safe to say that there's no friendship there whatsoever. So it'll be business as usual when we get in there. I'm sure the first time he swings at me, I'm like, okay, let's let's do this. Let's do this. So
would it be harder to do if you were still close?
It would be harder to do. I don't think the kickbacks on the X-Bet would be very hard because I kickbox my teammates all the time for practice. But one thing I don't do in practice very often is ground and pound my teammates. Ground and pound is always practice on a big bag on the floor.
Right.
So I've never elbowed a friend in the face, and that part will be hard. But swinging for home runs on the feet, that'll go a lot easier.
See, if I was Rashad, that would be a ploy I would do. I would say nothing but nice things about you, because even though you would maybe still win, it would make it harder for you. Like on the ground, you'd you remember that shit I said? It was nice.
You're trying to make eye contact with him, make a little sad face.
How's the family? How's the family?
The kids all right?
Yeah, you have an elbow in the throat. I was watching that too, and it was you were covering, and you were allowed to do that in mixed martial arts, cover the mouth.
Oh yeah.
So you can't breathe. And
that's old school. Yeah, you
Wow,
can breathe
is.
through it, but it just disturbs the breathing, your breathing pattern, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling. It kind of makes you feel like you're drowning under there a little bit.
And you're so constant. I'm sure you're so concentrating on the fact, like, I got to breathe, that you're not really thinking about what you have to be doing, like throwing punches or getting the fuck
counters,
out of there.
No way. You're trying to focus on getting your breathing pattern back.
Well, he was on his back,
brutal,
and you're so long that your legs are open. It's hard to grab. It's impossible to get Jon Jones off you, and you had your hand over his face. And when he finally got rid of that, you just put your elbow. And the ref had to keep saying, on the face, not the neck, because your elbow was kind of stopping his head. Right. It was terrible. Terrible beating.
You make it sound so brutal.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't anything unnecessary. It was
a beautiful thing, people.
Let me ask you this. You ever watch those shows on people going to prison? And that type of stuff that they'll show inside. Like me, those shows are absolutely terrifying to me, going, there's no fucking way I could survive in there. Do you just watch those? That's like a comedy? You going to try to shank me? Are you serious? You and how many cellmates?
What are you going to do with that thing? Really? That's funny. If you're talking like, what is it, Oz? Is that what the show called?
Oz, yeah.
No, I mean literally like on National Geographic, well, they'll go into San Quentin and you just see, see these people, some people having a good time in there, some people not having such a good time.
Much.
Haven't really fell in with a gang or anything. I was just wondering.
Was it a skinny redhead white guy? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I was joking on my podcast. I would be exotic in prison.
Exactly. That's awesome.
I don't even try. I just tie my shirt off at the waist and try to pick one guy and look like he'd kill everybody else. And be like, God.
Hey, I take care of you.
Jesus. You know what? I just realized I couldn't do it. I don't know. I'd fight you. I think I'd just kill myself. I remember I came out. I would attack a guard. Because I figured at the end of the day, at least he's not going to rape me. You know, I'll just take the beat down.
And you're guaranteed he's going to look the other way when you are getting raped.
Yeah,
that's true. Hey, that's the asshole that hit me.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Literally, fuck him.
They wouldn't rape you if you're exotic, though. They would all try to woo you with desserts.
Just keep taking cigarettes, see if I can buy my way out of it. Come on, guys. Come on. I got some commissary here for you.
I went to San Quentin with Kenny when we were in San Francisco.
Classic.
And they said that Liddell had been there not long before we were, and they said the place went fucking berserk for him. Like just applauded and screamed. Like, yeah, they all love these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. He walks in with that mohawk. They must have felt like they were in a movie, like they were going to take over the prison or something.
Yeah, I saw Chuck recently, and Chuck is known for that mohawk. That's his signature thing, and he has a wife now.
Did he get married?
She gelled it and curled it.
Oh shit!
And it wasn't quite right.
Not quite that intimidating look.
Chuck, I looked up to you, Chuck. What is this curly
locks?
Wasn't Bloodsport Chuck anymore?
It wasn't. Chuck Gunn Hollywood. I was a little disappointed.
He's so intimidating.
He's still my brother.
We've had him in here a few times.
All
you guys are intimidating, obviously, but Chuck Liddell takes the cake. He fucking breathes like a bull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a reaction from him.
That's the Iceman.
But you don't want to
hear he loves us, but we don't know because he's never really shown any emotion.
But you don't want to hear Liddell going, "Come on, don't use those soaps. She'll kill me."
Right.
Nobody wants to hear
that. Exactly.
Come on, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yes. Yeah.
He deserves it though. He's paved the road for guys like myself.
Yeah,
so
yes.
you know what? Wear what you want, Chuck.
There you go.
Yeah, and if you want to curl your mohawk,
dye it pink if you want to. No one's going to say it to his face.
Yeah. Jimmy, I think maybe if you could take a little bump somehow.
What we do is we do this thing where I'm not a fighter.
I like to really had to say that.
Amazing,
no,
right?
I know. But I always have the guys. We've had where they'll do something on me. Like we've had Kane has done it. And we've had Fedor. Like a lot of Rashad put me in like some floor move. I don't want to like Anderson kicked me lightly. His hurt the most I think because it didn't hurt as much in the moment, but I had a headache for 2 hours because I'm not used to being jostled.
You've done about 10 or 12.
About 10 or 12 fighters have put me.
Something like that.
Do you have good health insurance?
I do actually.
Okay.
After. So
it's a split second thing. Like he taps within a split second of these holds.
That's no fun.
Well, it was. They all let me go very quickly, except Fedor did an arm thing on me, and he kept.
Well, that was a translation
He gave
problem.
a little more.
No, he understood because I tapped and he laughed and he smiled and then he tightened up again and then he loosened it and then he tightened up again. Very unpleasant.
Yeah.
But the recommendation, people have been like twittering me. What's the? It's DARCE. How do you spell that? The Dorse.
Oh, the Darce.
The Darce. Okay.
The Darce, yeah.
And what does that entail?
I don't know.
Well, let's see it.
All right, let's do it.
Well, what is
Really?
I'm actually not the best at the Darce choke.
What is your favorite choke?
Favorite choke? I was actually planning on spinning back kicking you. That's what
I literally would be afraid that I would die, but I would love to take a punch. I just couldn't do it. I just know that it would be unpleasant.
Spinning control.
Look, he's confident, Jimmy.
Where would you kick me?
Right in the solar plex.
No. No, because you'd feel bad. Your foot would smush in at my stomach. You don't need that. I would take it maybe in the... It would just be embarrassing.
Yeah, you might actually get hurt.
How about a good leg kick?
Okay.
Got a leg kick.
Sure. Yeah. Leg kick. You're going to be walking funny for a while.
I know. I would take it. I would request mild though, not too. I can't think of Jon Jones kick for real.
Mild.
Yeah,
I have to.
Salsa.
I have chicken legs.
No, you don't. You're devastating legs.
Yeah, we've seen your kicks. Holy shit.
Yeah, at least
Leg
I don't.
kicks, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Shit.
Jim Norton.
Right.
Yeah. A little leg kick.
You ever thrown a leg kick this early in the morning?
I haven't.
5 and 9. This is like a singer.
I remind him of one of those bags that he uses to.
Just don't pull anything, please.
All right, where are you going to go? Just so I can.
All right, so I'm going to get you right around here.
Oh, that already looked painful.
Right there. Okay. All
right, so you might want to brace yourself.
Not that hard. Okay.
Wait. All right.
Can you get it? Okay.
Give me a good angle.
What,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Jimmy.
All right, perfect. Hands up.
do I have to do it? That seems combative. How about?
You want to close your eyes?
No, I don't want to be combative with my hands. Go ahead.
That seems good. Where are we going? Right here?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that was a delayed pain, too. Come on, Jimmy, don't go down.
Oh, yeah. I never went down right.
I feel like I have to shit.
That was all shitting, too.
Oh, that was the worst one ever.
Oh, is that yeah.
The best leg kicks is when you don't hear the noise.
Wow.
Yeah, you just, that's all your,
Straight to bone.
Dude,
all the weight going behind it and everything.
No
and that was just T-ball speed, too.
Oh, yeah, that was just a little.
Oh, God, that's a great
Jimmy doesn't know if he
picture.
wants to keep standing or sit down.
Jesus Christ. The visual of that
feel it
on my
tomorrow.
phone
Fuck
is...
that.
Wow.
That you guys got to look at this on my phone. It's Jimmy's entire body in the frame, and then just his torso. That's all you can see. It literally looks like a giant just coming in and kicking Norton in the leg.
Yeah, I was expecting to hear like a crack or a snap or something.
no. Oh,
that
no.
was just all
thud.
power thud into. And where did it hit you, Jimmy?
Right in the thigh.
In
Right
the
in
thigh?
that
Was it
sciatic
like a
nerve.
Charlie
Slurring
horse
his speech
feeling?
already.
I have
Yeah.
to piss.
Jimmy,
my
what kind of pain is it? What kind of pain
I have
is
to
it?
puke.
No, you're
It
okay.
almost instantly takes away from your cardio, don't you think?
Did you get woozy? Are you
I
like
feel I'm gonna puke.
faint?
Really? Yeah. That's
Doesn't
good.
it hurt so good?
He kind of likes it. I think Jimmy
Feel-
secretly
you're,
likes this
you're
shit.
pale. You're pale right now.
Oh, I do have to pee though.
Jimmy's into the S&M.
Why don't you go?
Well, we're ready for a
He
break,
really
I
is.
think.
Jimmy's
We'll
a funny
take a
gimp.
break.
Wait, Jimmy,
We'll pee
you're
and I'll
right?
come back.
Jimmy's
Oh, yeah.
green.
Wow.
You guys splashed some water on your face.
Yeah, your color's a little weird.
He's like gonna throw up.
I'm gonna go pee.
You ever do that where you hurt yourself and you feel like you're gonna throw up,
Don't
like
leave
you fall
no
on
tone,
your
get my
knee
gloves
or
on.
something? That's how he feels.
Wait,
Now I see why Rogan loves the leg kicks. That took any fight out of him.
Oh,
I like the
dude,
done.
Look, he's limping down the hallway to go to the bathroom.
He's done about a dozen of these. I think it's over after today.
That was it.
I think he's not doing any more.
That was it. That was the one that got him.
I loved how he thought that initial pain was the pain.
Yeah.
That 1 3 second he went
And the best way to get it out is to rub on it, which only hurts worse.
Really?
Yeah, you got to
But
kind of
it
work
gets
it out, I guess, right?
That's gonna be a
should be
big
the
time
pain.
bruise, man.
That's a good one,
Jimmy
man.
does not look good.
Tweet me a picture of his leg tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Great.
What are you on Twitter, Johnny Bones?
Yeah, at
Hilarious,
Johnny
man.
Bones.
At Johnny Bones, yeah.
JONNYBONES.
I start following you today.
Yes. All right.
Johnny Bones on Twitter. Let's all follow Jon Jones.
What's your Twitter?
OP Radio.
Oh, easy. I got
Yeah,
you.
I'm actually I got a little video. I'll at Johnny
That
Bones.
was
What was that? Was that
Hilarious.
like 8% speed, would you say?
That was about a 15%.
15, double digits.
Yeah.
That's pretty respectful.
Oh God, that face and everything. He got some great still shots.
You guys see the
Jimmy's
still shot.
face in that is—he's just like ah.
We'll be tweeting all that shit later.
Classic.
He'll tweet it with your name so you can check it out. Oh, we got great pictures. You guys see the video that Sam took too. I got the front.
I got to commend him. I would have gone down.
You would have went down.
Yeah, that would be honest.
Jimmy was leaning on the console like in
For
utter
fear
pain.
that the fact I didn't, he would do it again.
I should have kicked him harder.
Nah. That's all he could take. He's hurting.
Believe me, he's in the bathroom right
He's
now,
hurting.
just about crying,
Yeah.
splashing water on his face so
How
it doesn't
often do you
faint.
get a free one? Man.
And it looks slow, but it must be like if a car hit you at like 10 miles an hour. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
that's not going that fast.
Trust me, it hit him deep.
Oh,
I
man,
really focused on the shin bone, digging
that,
right
and
into
then
the appropriate
you hit
spot.
and then straighten your leg out.
Yeah.
It's like all that just is pushing.
I don't get how you guys kick each other basically shin to shin. And that doesn't.
That's that body conditioning I was telling you about.
That would
Getting
hurt.
getting
How do you
kicked to the
build up
shin.
anything in your front of your shin where it doesn't hurt you?
Oh yeah, it takes a long time to get used to that. The guys in Thailand, they kick trees. They kick these.
Oh,
heard about
man,
that.
that's crazy.
But they can't walk by the time they're 40, right?
No,
they
actually,
all right?
it just strengthens your. As long as you're not hitting with your knees and you're hitting an appropriate part of your shin, it conditions your shin, and it's amazing what the human body can get used to. Really,
You can't get used to the foot stomp though.
foot stumps. No, those are all fragile bones.
And pretty much
no
most guys
condition in
don't
that.
do that, right? Most guys don't do
I
the
actually
foot stomp.
do it. I do it.
You do a little?
But you know what? It's really not as effective as people may think because the heel of your foot isn't really that hard, you know?
Right, yeah.
So the stumping, it's more annoying.
No, I'm just picturing that. Like, are you serious? And you guys,
God.
you know their heels are like a Timberland. Right. That's steel.
Like an axe handle.
Martial arts
Fuck
heel.
yeah.
It would work if you had like
We're,
a nice
The
stretch
end of my
shoe.
toes would explode.
We're getting the wrap up. So what happened? Oh, we got to get Jimmy first.
Uh-oh.
Did he puke? No. You puke?
Okay.
You know what? I should have kicked you a lot harder.
Oh, no.
That was really good. Like,
Dude, your color's back.
Yeah,
Your color got a little weird.
I'm not used to taking that kind of impact, and I know that's not nearly as hard as he could have done it.
Oh, no.
No.
He's bummed out because we just showed him the video. He's like, I should have hit him harder.
Oh, no.
Can we try it again? Let's go other legs. What do you say, ladies?
I would have thrown up on
other
you.
leg.
I'm amazed. And the reason I do that is I'm such a fan. I'm amazed by these guys that they can take. Like you did that in a gentle compared to what you.
Well,
could
he
do.
said it was about 15%.
But dude, can you
imagine 100?
But imagine, and his motivation was, I'm trying to take his belt. Like,
John, if you did it 100%
and
to
you
someone,
talk shit about him too.
If you did that 100% to someone like Jimmy, would you break his leg? Would that break a bone?
He probably wouldn't break, but
a deep
it'd
bruise?
be hurting real bad by 5 minutes after the impact.
I would probably pass out.
Yeah, you'd probably pass
want to
out.
be walking on it.
Yeah.
You'd probably want to go to the hospital.
See, the thing is, at 100%, you wouldn't even see it coming. You know, so just imagine someone swinging a baseball at your sciatic nerve
without even knowing. You're just like, hey, how you? Oh, fuck.
Kenny got me a bag of ice. Thanks, buddy. I'll put this on my leg.
Were you bruised from that, Jimmy?
He will be.
By the time Jon Jones is in the elevator, I'll be bruised.
He will
really?
I didn't even kick him hard. Put that on your badge. Could you bleep that?
Okay.
On the video, I'll just say this was only 15%.
Dude, and I got Frankie Edgar hit me. He gave me like a little left in the arm, and whoa, what a bruise I had from that.
Well, he wants to see the bruise, so you got to tweet him, Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny
well,
Bones,
absolutely.
Johnny Bones.
I swear to God, I'm so like I like if he wanted to see the bruise, I was ready to just drop my jeans in the studio. I don't think it's bruised yet.
You'd be doing that in prison.
But literally, it's
And they
just
don't
like
give you ice in prison.
you see these things, but you never know what these guys are dealing with.
Yeah, what
it's
that feels like.
amazing to me.
We have to do the old wrap up. Unfortunately,
okay.
Oh, shit.
we've been looking forward to this for a while.
We're fans, man.
Hey,
We're
it's a real
big time
honor.
fans.
Thanks, man.
I used to be a fan.
Jimmy used to be a fan.
No, I'm rooting for you against Machida this Saturday. Let's plug the.
I think he's my favorite in the UFC right now.
Yeah, it's hard to like anybody more.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, thanks, guys.
It's
Hard
just
to.
how you fight and stuff. We just love it.
I appreciate it.
It's Machida this coming Saturday, live on pay-per-view. It's Johnny Bones on Twitter. What else?
And Frank Mir is fighting Minotaur Nogueira, and Ortiz is fighting again. He fucking guy just doesn't stop.
I know, right?
Against Antonio Rogério Nogueira. Which one is Little Nog? That would be Antonio, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rogério, he's the younger one.
Right.
He'll be fighting Tito, and then Minotauro Nogueira is the older one who will be fighting Frank
Mir.
Yeah, so it's UFC 140, December 10th. Check it out only on pay-per-view.
What weight do you fight at before you go?
I'm light heavyweight, so
Yeah.
I compete at 205, but
okay.
right now I'm about 220, so I have 15 pounds to lose this week.
Because the Anderson Silva comparison people get, but he fights at like what, 180?
Yeah, it's
How
not
is that
strong,
done?
Amazing.
Strong dieting.
You
like,
wear those like that Glad bag
the
running
sweatsuits.
suit.
You know, I try not to do too much of the sweating. It's really not good for you in the long term. But you know, the day before the fight, the day of weigh-ins, I cut about 4 pounds of sweat, which is pretty easy because you know with Pedialyte, maybe an IV or something, you know, you can get it all back.
That's amazing.
You're
But
gonna
yeah,
lose
just strong
15
diet.
pounds this week.
You know, I was a wrestler throughout high school and college, so I think I've
you're kinda used to
developed
it,
that
yeah.
level of discipline to walk away from the cheeseburgers and things. Yeah. So
Wow, unbelievable.
You almost made me throw up from a leg kick. That is that's a fucking amazing.
really wish I would have kicked him harder.
I couldn't.
Oh, to see him just
That would have been the greatest
spewing
ever.
vomit.
If he
Oh,
kicked
yeah.
him and he just
And he
projectile
just started
vomited.
puking. We would
For the
still
video,
be
I kind of
laughing.
wish it would have looked cool.
We would still be laughing.
Yeah, but that was a fucking wow.
I say you guys have me on after the fight, and I kick him in the other leg. What do you
Yeah.
say?
Do it.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, just put
That's
me.
a celebration of your big victory.
Yes.
No, because he'll be a little surly after the fight too. And
Don't lose.
no, how about
the way
after?
If you lose, then that kick is going to be ugly, Jimmy. It'll take your leg
Jesus,
off.
how do you take that in the face?
I
though?
don't
How the
get
fuck
it.
the guys take that?
I just don't get it.
They don't
either.
take
It's
it.
superhuman.
That's the key.
Well, Jon
Yeah, the
Jones,
key is have not
I
take it.
hope you're champion for a long time, man. I really mean that.
Absolutely.
You're a
Thank
great
you, guys.
champion and great spokesman for the UFC, and you were great on the Tonight Show when you did Leno.
Oh, that was awesome.
So
Thank you, man. I really
Cool,
appreciate
man.
it.
John, thanks.
Hey, proud to be a New Yorker. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
good
man.
luck, John.
All right, John. Good luck.
That was awesome. We got Bill Burr in studio still. Joe DeRosa's floating around here. Jimmy's back.
I am in pain, man.
And Jon Jones.
What a nice guy he is, too, man. I literally like him a lot. I don't know why I have to say literally first.
Yes. Oh, man, you are really aching that leg.
I almost threw up. Like, I almost threw up from that. And I realized it's because my body is not used to taking blunt force impact like that.
Oh. Maybe on your ass.
Yeah, if he had put 4 fingers in my ass, I would have laughed my way through the entire segment.
Where did it hit you?
He hit me.
Right above the knee?
No. He didn't go close to the knee. He did it in a place where he knew there'd be no real damage. Up on the upper, like the strongest part of your leg.
Oh, that's going to be a great
the Charlie
bruise.
horse place. He did it where the Charlie horse
It's
is.
going to be a great bruise.
The fucking
I can't wait.
heavyweight champion. Frankie, did I show you the Frankie Edgar picture?
No, I never saw that.
I twittered it. He gave me a little shot in the arm, like a little fucking. But these guys punch.
Bruised like a melon.
And dude, I don't know how anybody like these guys. I know that they're conditioned, but when they're up against the cage, there's a guy standing there. That's what they're doing to each other. Like when they're trying to like get out of a clinch, they're doing these leg kicks and these knees, the fucking face
and constant. Like imagine you felt that.
God.
Imagine feeling it again and then again, dude, in the same place.
What I just felt.
How about one of those at 100%?
At 100%, and then meanwhile
then they do it over and over again after that.
And he's continuing to try to do it.
Yeah, like how Rogan, always talks about those leg kicks. They're starting to wear him down. I've seen a few fights where you just keep hearing the slap of the guy's shin against the dude's leg. And and those guys after probably 8 is when they start leaning.
Yeah.
I can never handle it.
I love that guy though, man. Jon Jones.
Hi, buddy. Oh my God.
You got a big bag of ice on his
I
leg
have to.
now.
Only because I don't want to. I want to be able to walk today. I have to.
Yeah, you oh man, that's gonna hurt.
When if I take my knee, remember when you're a kid and you do the cannonball where you tuck your knees in? If I tuck my knee in, I couldn't just say that. I had to mention the cannonball like a faggot. If you tuck your knee in, it hurts. I can't tuck my leg all the way in.
That's only going to feel worse as time goes on.
Of course it is.
And tomorrow, after sleeping and waking up, it's just going to be.
I would guess by the end of he's icing it, but by the end of the show, just sitting down.
It's going to freeze up on you, lock up a little bit.
Icing it is smart, though, right?
No, not really.
Opie.
Doesn't help.
Opie.
What do you think, Joe?
What?
What do you think from where you were sitting?
The guy's amazing. I had to shit so bad, though, through the entire interview. I couldn't focus. That's why I had to leave. My stomach hurts. So this guy's talking about choking people down to the ground. And I'm just like, my tummy hurts.
I got to
I noticed you asked that one question. It kind of went around and around in a circle, and I heard you be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. I got to shit.
I couldn't get it out straight.
Did you see the kick?
Yeah, no, I saw that. But what I was trying to ask you, I don't think I was being clear when I said, how did it hurt? I know it hurt a lot, but what kind of pain is it? Is it shooting pain? Is it just like unbelievable ache?
No, it's your whole body says, fall down, get everything out of your system, vomit.
Yes, vomit, and
it's that tingly. I'm glad I walked to the bathroom. I really did have to piss the whole interview because we didn't break before John came in.
Yep.
So I did have to pee, and I'm like, let me just walk down and pee, and I splashed a little water. I was fine. By the time I pissed,
I want to see him do it to DeRosa.
Oh,
DeRosa would cry. You, for some reason, Jim, you're built for pain. I think you get some sort of odd pleasure out if you feel closer to the fighters. There's something in it for you. This kid here, I'm telling you, his glasses, just the whole thing.
I just realized we were on the air.
What? You told that shit story thinking we were just off the air?
Yeah, I don't care. I just thought we were on a break. Oh.
That's what this whole show's about.
Joe just really just puts it out there. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, is this on the air?
Oh, what? Why we all had headphones on and we're talking into microphones?
I wish it was better, though. I blew Bailey J. What? Don't say anything, guys.
What, do you want to make everyone jealous?
Look at Jimmy keeping his legs moving.
Yeah, I am. I'm just fucking... I'm just moving my right leg. Here's what it is. When an athlete's training, sometimes we take a few bumps. Am I right or wrong, guys?
Yeah. We can't argue with you. He said the best thing when you were gone, he said the best thing to do was rub it out. He said, but that's going to make it hurt worse, but that will get it out.
Yeah, like to rub on it.
I rub it out every night.
Deep tissue massage.
Yeah, probably right.
You should have kicked in your dick.
Oh, that hurt right there.
I wonder if he really would have kicked me in my solar plexus. He might have to knock the wind out of me.
Oh, that would have.
You'd have been.
I'll be afraid that would kill me because he's a young guy. John's 24, and again, he's to me much scarier than a guy like Anderson.
Yeah.
Because Anderson Silva probably kicks as hard, if not harder.
I'd love to heard you go, oh.
But Anderson,
with all the wind knocked out of you.
oh my God, I couldn't take, but I knew better than to take it there. Not that. I don't want to get my fucking ribs broken.
You took it with poise, man. If I got hit like that, I'd literally sound like one of the Three Stooges. I'd be like,
that one, by far, that was the worst one. By far.
Jesus Christ.
And he did 15%.
By far.
What's his name only did, what did he say, 10 maybe?
Anderson Silva did about, but we didn't have Anderson because he speaks broken English. He's Portuguese. He speaks Portuguese. We didn't have as much. We had a good time with him, but not as much of a, it was more question and answer instead of just hanging out and goofing off.
You should keep upping the percentage to see what point we get where you actually puke. All right, I took 15.
Your color,
Jon Jones.
Gotta go 20.
I literally, I was gonna vomit. Your system, whatever happened
Dude,
to
your
your
color
system,
changed, man. The color left your face.
It was just white.
You were kind of a whitish green. There was a green hue to you.
But you do feel not closer to the fighters like I could do that, but to understand like the respect level goes so much farther through the roof. Because
Absolutely.
to take that fucking punishment from this guy, I just want to hug Lyoto Machida. Like, what are you doing? Stay home. It's fucking terrible what you guys do. Hurts.
Everybody wants to do that. You want to go to a baseball park and have someone just don't hit me in the head, but throw a fastball. Let me just throw it like at 3/4. Let me see if I can get around.
Yeah, that's boring to those guys. He wanted to kick you full. He wanted to kick you at least 50%.
Nah, he wouldn't. I don't think he would. I don't think he wanted to put me out of commission for good. But you know, he's one of those guys. Again, he's in fight mode, man. He's fighting in a week. He's in fucking fight mode.
Yeah.
Jimmy's icing.
Yeah, I have to ice it.
Or imagine a fastball pitcher just nailing one into your back.
Dude, I would rather have taken it in the stomach than where you took it.
No way.
I would have thrown up.
No, I rather would have. Because I feel like you can tense that up. You can exhale. There's shit you can do. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't
tell
kill.
Houdini that.
I can't. But nothing fucking hurts. Dude,
Charlie
beyond
horse,
the balls, nothing hurts like Charlie horse in the shit.
Yeah. But it's simple. But it's such a strong muscle in your body, and I've been told by a lot of massage therapists I have great legs. I have very strong legs.
He really has inexplicably Mr. Olympian like midget legs. Yeah. I don't understand. Like, he really has shapely, in shape.
It's the calf muscles.
Dude, my calves are fucking.
They're terrific.
I have beautiful calves.
They're pretty amazing.
They're a thing of beauty.
Bowling pins.
I can argue with you, Jimmy. They're beautiful.
Can I see? Can you
all
lift
your
up one?
vices go from like the belt up, like all his awful shoulders.
Like I just
Look at that.
Look, he's got like Larry Zonka legs. It's fucking hilarious. It's like somebody twisted his out-of-shape body into those things. I've never understood it.
I've always said it's like I'm two different people. I literally from the waist down.
All-American. He's an all-American.
Larry Zonka. It's fucking great.
You really do. You have white fullback legs from the 1970s.
But to imagine having your leg broken, like I think of that too, like when Theismann had his leg, like the agony of that.
He said he watched that replay once. He goes, I never need to see that again.
Yeah.
Really?
That was the original bloody sock. Everybody brings up Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, his was a compound fracture. I bet Theismann was like, I really don't see the big deal of this.
I can't imagine that. I've never broken anything except a finger. But I mean, I can't imagine what a leg must feel like.
When you see him go back on that leg, and then it just does that it's the rigid, pop, it's gone.
One of Joe's shoes would have came off. You know, you get hit by a car.
Knocked out of your shoes.
You always get your shoes. Yeah, that's how out of shape Joe is.
No one ever ties their shoes tight enough. I guess that's it. I don't know. Just seems how do you get knocked out of your fucking shoes? It's amazing to me.
That's when you get into the epic level of a beatdown. If you lose footwear, like there's really like if you have to like I used to do a bit like if you have to like collect your personal belongings, like where's my comb? Is anybody
pick them off? Yeah, after a beating, you got to pick your shit up.
Jesus Christ,
that is bad.
Jesus Christ.
I saw two guys when I used to work in a warehouse got into a fight. It was one guy was like 6'6" and skinny. The other guy was about 6'1" and fat. And the fatty had on these sweatpants. And I don't know what the fuck happened because they started going at it. So I called my friends. By the time I turned back, somehow the fat guy was like upside down, and there was change just pouring out of his pockets. It's fucking onto that. There's no carpet in the warehouse.
Yeah,
dude.
that clang.
Like 5 guys came over to break it up and immediately dropped to their knees and just couldn't even move, paralyzed with fucking laughter. What were those fucking pants people had in the 80s. The sweats by EBs. They were like that style with the little line thing.
The Joey Buttafuoco sweats?
The Zubas or whatever?
Yeah.
That looked like they had like the zebra print and shit like that. Is that what they were called?
The Joey Buttafuocos.
Yeah. I just know him as Joey Buttafuoco. And change porn.
It was almost like he had
that's embarrassing.
He had him in the guard, and then the 6'6" guy stood up, and he kept his legs wrapped around. I think that's how it came out. If I could over-explain it anymore.
Fuck it. Fighting stinks, man.
Never a big fighter, man. No, me, I'm useless. I'm too afraid of getting hit, is what it is. I don't like the idea of getting a fist into my face.
I'm not afraid of getting hit. I have a complete inability to not get hit. Like, you could literally tell me, Bill, I'm going to throw a straight jab. Right? It's not even I'm throwing it right at your face, and I could still, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
How do you defend against it?
I could never get out of the way of it. Ever.
I don't even know how to set up for a fight. Like, I don't know the right stance. I would absolutely get the one from the side of the head punching me.
Just watching you throw a hook right there, you could just tell.
No, that was like somebody else doing that to me.
You look like you're swinging your purse, you Mary.
Look, what do you do? You measure when you swing your
I was imitating the other guy punching me on the side of the head.
Jesus, Buzzy.
I'm useless.
I
now see why you collect guns.
Yes, I need lead to be propelled at great velocity
he couldn't
into
even
my
use
enemy.
like a sword. He couldn't do anything that involved just the simple movement of pulling a trigger. Do you have problems with rifles where you have to coordinate both hands to hold it?
No, I'm very
and close
good.
one eye?
Shit.
I just saw all the torture of every gym class you ever went to. All right, who's picking Anthony? He's sitting there in his Kevlar fucking sweatpants.
That was me, the guy not to pick. Yeah.
I just tweeted Jon Jones's shin kick to Jim Norton's thigh. And then Sam's got a better one. But this one is pretty damn good just off my dumb phone.
Okay.
And then Sam's going to put another video up later today or tomorrow. So check it out. I just tweeted it, Opie Radio. It's hilarious. I think it's the best one yet.
I almost threw up.
No, but I
far.
mean, but just your reaction and everything else. The whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
You fight? Did you ever been in a fight, Ope?
I've been in a million fights.
Were you like a good brawler?
I did all right.
Back in the day?
I did okay, I guess. Just okay.
You and Burr got that like
Yeah,
Boston, Long Island, you know?
We're kind of psychotic.
No, dude, I have that.
I'll make it perfectly clear. I don't ever want to be in another fight. I'm not going to be cocky about it, but back in the day, yeah, bar fights and shit.
I never had
Stupid
those.
shit.
I had those dual headlock fights. You give.
Like a lot of wrestling.
Yeah,
more
a lot of
wrestling.
that.
Yeah,
more
no.
wrestling than, just squaring off.
Right.
I was in a dumb fraternity, so there was always a problem. You always were in a bar room brawl.
Yeah, and you were back like when fraternities were.
Like-
am I saying fraternity? Fraternity was a fraternity. Sorry.
I would say so, even though I still get abused for being in one,
Pre-date rape.
but- Yeah.
Pre-hazing laws.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pre-hazing laws, absolutely.
It was
Yeah,
just a
man.
girl that was.
I had to pick
ready
up
to
marshmallows
party.
with my fucking ass cheeks, man.
I never
hardcore.
understood the homoerotic shit.
I know.
To go into those. Like, I came in,
I didn't
a few
understand
years
that either.
behind you, so I was right at the.
Did you have some of that shit that you had to do?
I didn't. That's why I never went out for football. Like football, they had this whole thing. They had the cheese ball race. You had to run over, pick up cheese ball up with your butt cheeks and run over and drop it into a cup. It's like, what?
Fuck is that
I want
about?
to play football.
Hey, he did the same thing. Did you actually do that?
No, that's why I didn't go out for football.
I had to do the same thing with marshmallows.
And you did it.
But we
I
had
did
to
it with
bomb.
cum.
We had to bomb the. This is really embarrassing because we haven't had Chris Rock on our show in a while, and he's hearing us talk about lifting shit with our ass cheeks.
No, I tapped. I was
You
like,
didn't do
that's it.
that?
Yeah, I was like,
All
I
right.
don't get.
All
Oh,
right.
fraternities were the same thing. Like they had all that fucking weird fucking ass play, and it's just like, and then what? Then we're gonna hang out.
I know. It's like all I want to do is like have a cake party with the sorority.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
have to pick up things with my ass cheeks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
With that, we say hi to
With
Chris
that,
Rock.
Chris Rock, everybody.
Sorry, Chris.
Chris?
Or maybe his people are getting Chris Rock.
This is Chris.
All right. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Hey, man, how are
Hey,
you?
buddy. How are you? It's been a while.
Here.
Yeah, we're on the air. We got Bill Burr in studio, Joe DeRosa, Jim Norton, And me and Ant.
When do the funny people get it?
God
How you doing,
damn,
man?
Chris.
Can't complain.
You're done with Broadway before you even talk about anything else. I had to say to you publicly, you were fucking amazing in your
Thank you.
in your play. You're a much better actor than I realized.
Thank you. You know, after Pootie Tang, it's all uphill.
I love Pootie Tang.
I never saw it.
What? How do you not see Pootie
Well,
Tang?
Louis told us the story about how, like, you have one vision, but then sometimes the studio steps in and they do what they got to do.
Well, when we do Pootie Tang on Broadway, you're all invited.
Oh, right on.
I don't doubt that would happen. Like, there's no doubt that could actually happen.
Can I tip my Chris? I never really met you before, but I've always wanted to tell you this. Me and my friends in high school, before I ever did comedy, were obsessed with CB4. I'm still obsessed with it. I think it's hilarious, and I tip my hat to you for recognizing the utter genius of Charlie Murphy.
Thank you.
Before anybody did. Before anybody.
Chappelle is such a genius because all those Charlie Murphy stories that are on the Chappelle show, he told them on the set of CB4. I knew all those stories years and years, 15 years in advance, and then I'm watching Chappelle's show. I'm like, oh my God, I could have had all of that stuff.
You're kind of like the college coach that you could have drafted like Jeter to play for you, but you just kind of like enjoyed watching him and then ignored him.
Exactly.
That's all right, man. Obviously,
with this 12th selection, Chris Rock selects Ken O'Brien. Dan Marino reference? Nobody?
That was a good one.
No, I got it. I'm a Jets fan.
Hey, O'Brien's, better than Sanchez.
The old pick six.
Yeah, Sanchez, I don't know. He makes us a little nervous as
I like
Jets fans.
Sanchez, but O'Brien,
What do you think of Tebow? You want to talk football?
Wow!
No kidding.
Wow, man! I guess other teams are going to start letting linebackers play quarterback.
Yeah, he's 6-1 as a starter now, and it's very unconventional, as we all know.
Yeah, but it's like baseball. Like in baseball, the guy gets hot, then when he goes through the league a second time. Let me see what happens.
When they figure him out.
When they figure out that Prohibition era offense that they're running. Fucking pitch it to fucking Curly or Larry.
They need to update
I swear to God, I saw that offense on the Three Stooges one time.
Hey, lateral it to me, Mo.
I'm sorry, we missed that. What was that?
I'm sorry, Chris. We were left.
Tebow plays like there's no black guys on the field.
Yeah. and he loves his God. He wants everyone to know how much he loves God.
Well, Now, in defense of him,
God actually decided to back a shitty football player.
Yeah.
It's working for him.
What was Bill going to say?
In defense of Tebow, he talked about Jesus in college. He hasn't done it yet. They just keep putting the camera on him when he starts speaking in tongues every time they kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like God really cares.
Sounds like an auctioneer.
Yeah.
All right.
I just know everybody. Everybody in the red states are so excited. This has got to be their guy for the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, very religious and he's winning.
He wears a vest. He's clean cut. He's into Jesus.
He's a good boy.
Pretty amazing what he's doing, though. Unbelievable. Well, Chris, obviously, fucking Patrice. We're all just.
Obviously, you want me to replace Patrice, and I accept.
Yes. Come on in. We're sick over it. Everyone has been saying how rough this one is. This is just a rough one.
It is a rough one because, first of all, people don't realize how full of life this guy was.
Yep.
Like, just absolutely filled up a room when he walked in a room, and he was so funny, and he was just figuring out what he did. You know what I mean? He was just figuring out how to take that thing he did in the restaurant and put it on stage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The thing he did off stage was coming on stage, and he was, it's like the comedic Lynn Bias, if anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this guy was really getting ready to. We were all getting ready to have work for Patrice O'Neal. That's basically what was getting ready to happen.
He was figuring it all out right in front of our eyes. He was there, man.
Yeah, I know. When Elephant in the Room came out, I was excited for him, and I was nervous. I was like, is he going to make me look like a child? Because, like, he was that... like, it was literally what he was saying. I almost felt like once it was his to take, once he just decided he wanted it. That's the level.
That's what I always told him.
Yeah.
Right.
I always tell him, like, look around. Do you see anybody as funny as you? Really? Really?
Yeah, Jimmy said it last week. He could be funny with anyone. You can't think of one person he wouldn't be as funny or funnier.
Like any comic you could put him in the room with who's ever worked, and he would be comfortable being funny with them.
Yes. I mean, we're all established guys here. Does any one of us really want to follow the guy?
Right, no.
No, he used to hold court with... He actually was so funny, he could get comedians who are always trying to top people's stories to actually shut up and become audience members.
Yeah.
Like that time he went at it with the transvestite out in front of that.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Dude, it was literally just some transvestite was coming down the street, and he was just in one of those moods where he felt like fucking with somebody, and he fucked with this transvestite, and she immediately came right back at him. Said, remember that line? She said, you got so many spaces between your teeth, looks like your tongue's in jail. That's what started it.
Jesus Christ.
And he hit her with shit just as big. Dude, and we just sat there. It was a comedic version. You ever see that tape of Biggie when he was just got in that rap battle in the middle of, like, the purest form?
Right.
It was like the purest form of comedy. There was no security. There was no crowd. Like, a crowd just developed around what the fuck was happening. And he just sat there. And, she hit him with a couple of stock lines, and he, like Ali, leaned on the ropes, let the she punch herself out, and then he just fucking destroyed her. But it was unbelievable. I remember just really in that moment going, he is truly special.
Mm-hmm.
You're really not going to see another one. That was a one-off.
Yep.
That was it.
He's fucking his ability. I showed my parents were up visiting this week, and I showed them Elephant in the Room. Because they didn't know who Patrice was. They just knew that he was. I had a friend that passed or whatever. And I showed it to him. My dad's a Catholic church deacon. And my dad was red-faced and laughing hysterically at Patrice going, why can't we have harassment day? Excuse me, ho, I always wanted you to know, would you suck my dick in the broom closet? Like, the fact that he can make a fucking man of the cloth laugh as hard as, like, Bill or me or any, whatever. It's uncanny, man. Uncanny ability.
There was nothing better than seeing Patrice meet somebody for the first time who was, like, impressed with themselves and they thought they were on some level of accomplishment. I saw him one time. He made this fucking white dude, a 50-year-old guy. You could just tell he ran a company or something, and he just was so used to running shit. As he sat in the crowd, he had this vibe like he was running it, even though he was at the show. Like you were performing for him. Patrice got on stage. He didn't have to meet the guy, just sensed it. He made this guy so fucking mad. I was actually standing behind the guy, and I could see the anger in the back of his head and his shoulders. Patrice had that laugh when he was really getting you that.
Oh, yeah. He enjoyed it.
Sounded like a fucking trumpet.
Yeah.
And he's just laughing in this guy's face, and then he finally said something like, you look like you want to fire me, but you can't. And that was the one that just
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
leveled the room. And I'm so fucking sad about this shit. I couldn't wait for him to get big because I wanted to see those TMZ guys to try to fuck with him at the airport. Like how much he would have enjoyed that and destroyed him, and they would have. It's the worst fucking thing ever.
It's horrible.
There's so many things that are going to happen that you would just love to know what his take was going to be on it.
You, Chris, you helped him too in a weird way because when you were on the show at K-Rock with us and Patrice was in, and it kind of turned into an intervention because you were telling him that like you wanted him for your show, and he might have been hard to be around. And you told him kind of with love and that really,
I think it changed him.
It absolutely changed him.
I love the guy. He's just one of those guys that the moment he started getting out of his own way,
that's exactly it.
It was all going to open up for him, and that's what was happening. And when I was on the show, and by the way, what I did on the show is what I did to every time I saw him.
Right.
I was like, Money, you're funnier than everybody.
Jesus.
Embrace it. Come in. Smile. Don't worry. The white man is not going to beat your ass today. It's okay. And
He loved putting a spark to a bridge, though.
He loved putting a spark to a bridge.
Oh, boy. Could burn a bridge like that guy.
Amazing.
And it was fucking hilarious, but like also you just be
know,
like,
you're
what
thinking,
are you doing?
Yeah, it's like cross it first, then burn it.
Not every bridge.
Cross it first, then burn.
Right.
Did he ever tell you that story when he went into CBS? Which was like a notoriously cold room during this era. It was like you walked in, they had the lights low, like that guy who ran that team in The Natural. You know what I mean? Like the fucking baseball owner. You would just go in there, dude, like already sweating. You'd start tap dancing, and they wouldn't give it up for anything. And he walked in there, maybe tap dance for half a second, and right in the middle of the meeting, you know, you're pitching a show to get a deal. There's a invisible bag of money sitting there, and he just says, fuck it. And he starts looking at every executive there and starts pointing at everybody. You don't like me, you don't like me, and you don't like me. Just started trashing him.
Yeah.
Unknown comic. And I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, Patrice, do you realize that story was on the other side of Hollywood before you even got back to your rented Dodge Neon? Why would you do that? And he's like, man, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Fucking gonna sit there and 3,000 miles to have you staring at me because you got a desk.
Audition for Everybody Hates Chris. Didn't know his lines. Like, y'all don't want me. I was dying to give him the part.
Oh. Jesus, can you imagine?
Yeah, he was defensive sometimes when he didn't need to be. I think sometimes he didn't understand how much people would just love him, or how much people enjoyed him. He knew he was so funny, but look, everybody else, he's a comedian. He's fucking got major problems like we all do.
Yeah.
And I think he never understood that, man. People really will embrace you, and they don't mind your shitty, cynical. You're so funny, people will just love you.
We used to joke about the supreme confidence that hacks have. You know what I mean? They just never question their talent. They just never do.
They never question their talent.
They just always, they go on stage with supreme confidence in their fucking prolific mediocrity. Always coming out with another special. Always feel like, yeah, America needs to hear this. And then you get a guy like Patrice where it's like, dude, you talking to yourself in the shower should be a fucking album. And you're trying to get the dude off the... I don't know, man. That's probably gonna,
It just fucking hurts because he was about to do it on his terms too. We talk about all the bridges he burned, but he was about to do it on his terms. Finally.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, sorry, Chris.
The other moral of the story is, despite Biggie being so big and Heavy D and all that, hey, fat's not good.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just because you're popular and you get laid, it doesn't mean you're healthy.
God damn, I know. Louis was saying that.
Live off of chicken wings from the Chinese restaurant.
Louis was saying he's just pissed at himself for not going over there and saying, hey, asshole, what are you doing to yourself?
I think people tried, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Patrice is smart enough to know.
Yeah,
he's not a dumb guy. He knew, but it's like anything else. When someone's drinking too much or smoking cigarettes, death is like an intangible, faraway thing. You know it's there, but it's not.
Right.
It's not like a gun pointed at you.
Do you know last night somebody from England, a comedian from England, this is how much this guy's loved, flew all the way over here on his own dime to come to the funeral today, and he was telling this story. They were doing a TV taping in London. So, of course, Patrice doesn't give a fuck. He's treating this like, Europe's Friday night videos. He doesn't give a shit, right? And for some reason, they had a book in the green room. I guess it had a list of all these comedians that were so far down the ladder they didn't have a manager or an agent. They just had their phone number, their home phone number. So Patrice, instead of preparing for his set, starts calling these guys over in England. He called one guy up, had a puppet, and he goes, yeah, how much to book the puppet? I just want to get the puppet. I don't want to book you. He asked another guy, how much would it cost to get you to just stop?
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so nobody was paying attention to the taping. They were all gathering around Patrice once again, holding court, and everyone just laughing. Like, call another one, call another one. Just effortless. I've totally butchered that story, but
that's him.
That is him.
Funny, man.
The same guy. It's Brendan Burns is who we're talking about.
Yeah,
English comic.
Yeah, Brendan Burns.
We were doing the Nasty Show in Montreal, and Brendan came over to hang out backstage, and he was going off about English comedy and how good the scene is, and Patrice just goes, English comedy stinks. And did a 10-minute just improv sketch of an English comedy club. And he's just going, coming to the stage, Ian Eaglepuss. and he's just making up these ridiculous thing. Get the fuck out of here, you stink. Y'all are 30 years behind us. I was the king of England when I went over there. It was so fucking funny, man.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. And you're like, wow,
damn.
I wish I had anything in my act half that fucking funny.
Yeah.
And he just said that all off the top of his goddamn head for 10 minutes. And that was,
It was almost like he didn't even write. That was the creepy thing about Patrice. He didn't know what was his material that he wrote.
Go with that, Opie. Go with that.
I'm serious.
No, he didn't. He just...
You don't think he wrote it all,
it's
right?
like Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I heard he just is all in his fucking head.
Right.
The same thing. I've known him 20 years. Never saw him go, hey, I got to go into CVS and get a notebook.
Right.
Never saw him with a laptop.
Special though. I don't care what he says.
Right. Yeah. There were so many times on the radio show we would say, "Please save that for the air." That's amazing. Like he couldn't stop. We'd go to break and he was just as funny, just hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Elephant in the Room because I don't watch stuff that you just don't want to see what the guys are doing because
It really is fucking good. Man.
I watched a clip, a clip about being mean to animals, and it was like, God, fucking right, it was great.
Yeah, he nailed it.
You never want to
fucking
understand
nailed
that
it.
your peer is so great. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody recognizes that they're working with such greatness, and it's like when someone dies, then you reflect.
Right.
But while you're seeing it, you don't realize. It's like, God damn.
He's got a CD coming out called Mr. P.
Mr.
too,
P, yeah.
that he was putting together. This isn't one of those things where the family rushed out because he died.
Oh no, he was responsible for it.
This is something he wanted out there, and they're taking pre-orders now. And Jonathan said the other day, it's brilliant. This thing, Mr. P, is brilliant.
Yeah, and it's available on iTunes and Amazon now for pre-order if you guys want to go out and get it.
And the money's going to the family.
Yeah, the CD company actually switched the deal to give his family more money. They're taking a lower percentage.
Yep.
Hey, was anybody else on that benefit we did that one time for the rescue dogs?
No.
Was that a Steinberg gig? So we did this gig, and it was like we show up, you figured it's for rescue dogs, we're working for free, everyone's going to be paying attention. It was this Manhattan, just who's who shit. And nobody was paying attention. The only two people paying attention were two cast members of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. This is like fucking 8 years ago. And so I go up first, and like an idiot, I go right into my act, and I just immediately start bombing. Nobody's paying attention to me. I'm working for free. And all I can hear is Patrice laughing.
Oh, shit, yeah.
At the back of the fucking thing, right? Each one of us tried to adjust somehow to kill, and none of us could. We all ate our balls, and then Patrice went up there and opened with talking about how he had a puppy for breakfast and went through the whole preparation of it and just pissed everybody off in the room. And then right when he had everybody listening, he just trashed everybody in the room and this whole thing. So the lady who ran the event with her I run shit fucking dress she had on was telling him, she told him to get off the stage. And he's just going, and he's going, no, I'm not getting upset. She goes, I put this thing together. He goes, bitch, I don't give a fuck. And he just kept going.
Oh,
so then,
man.
No, he wouldn't get off the stage.
That's
and then
brutal.
they turned off the microphone.
No.
And there was a piano on stage. So he sits down at the piano and starts playing the piano, which he can't. And I remember he's just sitting there banging it. And as she's yelling at him, he just looked over, the impish smile ever, just looking over, smiling. And I was just so fucking happy he did it. And I was so mad that I didn't think to fucking why I went up there like a hat in hand. Hey, my dad's wacky, and just ate my balls. It was. I mean,
prepare a puppy. That's brilliant.
He was one of those friends, one of those comedians who could be your fucking hero at any given moment by doing something like that. Like, God damn it, I love the fact that he fucking had the balls. He was. He was impossible to own, Patrice, because there's nothing you could dangle in his face that he couldn't walk away from. Like, he literally could not be controlled.
You remember when the Cellar tried to kick him out? The Cellar kicked him out, and then he hung around the corner, so we would all do our sets and then leave because we wanted to hang around with him. So
Wait a minute, why did the Cellar kick him out?
Well,
he had an argument with Manny, I think, but it was a mistake. It was a misunderstanding. I watched it happen, and Manny mistook. Patrice was asking him if he had false teeth, and we would tease each other all the time there, and it was getting to. I think that was something Manny was sensitive about because he was 70, and it was one of the only things I guess that was like his Achilles. And Patrice really didn't know.
I wasn't saying anything bad about this. No, I know. I got kicked out for a minute. Everybody, at some point, you're late or whatever, you do whatever, and then they got to throw down the gauntlet. So,
I think he didn't want to come back. I'm saying. I think that he just said, "Fuck this, I'm not going back," and he just didn't want to go back.
Well, all I know is, so now we would just all go hang where he was at. So then they had to let him back in. You couldn't beat him.
Oh, so because everybody was leaving the club.
Because we were all going to leave, and then they want people hanging around or whatever, so they had to let him back in. And then he figured that out, going, that was kind of golden handcuffs that they let me back in. So then what he did was he was back in, but he wouldn't put in for spots. And we'd just go down there and hang out. It was always chess with him.
Oh,
yeah, it was awesome.
You gotta respect that, though, man.
Yeah.
He was at Caroline's one night, and there was a Christmas party there. Fucking 25 people and their female boss. So, of course, like, you're waiting for it. You're like, when's he going to attack the boss? Oh, man. And finally, he gets around to it, and he goes, let me tell y'all how she likes to get fucked. Oh. He goes, see how she wear her hair up in that bun? She likes to let that shit down. She likes a dude to wrap that shit around his fist 5-6 times and pull her head down like a horse and go, bitch, shut the fuck up. Right? Fucking all of her employees are laughing at her. She's staring at Patrice, dude, like Venom. And Patrice just goes, bitch, don't give me boss eyes. I don't work for you.
Fucking maniac. That's fantastic.
Gonna fucking miss him, man.
Yeah.
Obviously.
God damn.
Want to thank Chris for calling in.
Yeah, Chris,
really
thanks,
appreciate
man.
it, Chris.
Thanks for having me. I'm sure I'll see you guys tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bummer. But
well, you know,
what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah,
that's the easy way
Chris
to get
is
around.
in great shape, so we're good there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in decent shape. Let's work on a towel.
He won't stop smoking. I feel like a fucking nudge ant. Every time I see him, I want to just go stop. Because he quit drinking. He's doing good. He's like, he looks okay, but fucking he won't stop smoking.
Yeah.
It's like, will you stop? Fucking stop it.
I need one vice.
Yeah, he smokes a lot. He smokes a lot.
Maybe that's what we do next week. We just pick out a few guys to,
Guys, yeah. Even though people did say something to Patrice, we always feel like we could have said more. But again, he knew. He was the smartest guy in the room. I mean, he always
be with
knew.
him 24 hours either.
Yeah, he was going to make his own decisions, and it's unfortunate. They said even, look, with diabetes, even if you're totally thin and you jog, it can happen. But by your overeating and stuff, and you just fucking put the odds through the roof. Yeah, man, you make it much worse. Yeah, see you tonight, brother. It was good talking to you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Chris Rock, everyone.
Yeah, that really did help Patrice, I think, when Chris, that day he was in, because it got to him. Because Chris wasn't coming at him like, you asshole. He was like, I wanted to give you.
It was extremely real, remember?
Yeah. And
we
I
were
think,
like, whoa.
And I think Patrice realized
listened, too. One of the, you know what? One of the only times you watch Patrice actually sit back and listen instead of coming back with something.
He would do that in rare occasions when, and it was always when someone was being brutally honest with him. He would actually stop talking and making fun of you for half a second. But yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. And it's look, everybody always says too soon when somebody dies. It's a cliche thing to say. But with Patrice, I've just never seen it more applicable. This was such Geraldo was the first guy I knew in this business to go, and it was very upsetting, but Patrice was the first. I mean, I was friends with Greg, but Patrice was the first guy that I was really like, holy shit, like this can happen, man. Like you can go before, even though you're loved and respected and have so much to say and are such a presence, you can go at any fucking time. It's really scary, man, and it's so upsetting because there was like 7 more of those specials.
Welcome to middle age, Joe.
Yeah, no kidding.
Middle age is when you realize that life doesn't give a shit. That it doesn't.
Right.
It's upsetting because he was young, but it's also, like you're saying, upsetting knowing what he was about to do.
Yeah.
With his career.
It was like
so
there
on
was
both levels. It just sucks.
Yeah,
I so wanted to see that guy go to that. It was going to be a whole new group of people who are going to meet him for the first time, which I tell you, I can't stress that enough. Watching somebody meet that guy when he was in that fucking mood, which he usually was. Yeah. I just love how he used to pick out. I remember one time this beautiful girl came in and she had this little scar. You could barely fucking see it.
Oh, that motherfucker.
He went right for it.
Yeah.
That's how you doing? I like that scar you got right there, right? And then immediately she's just all fucking uncomfortable. And he just brought it to this fucking real place that she, hadn't probably been in since, I don't know what. And he could just, I don't know. Did I tell that story about him telling that girl to shut up? Her voice.
That could be 1,000 stories.
Was that at the cellar or no?
That time we were at the cellar and those girls were all talking. I think I told that when I called in. I'll tell it again. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Just sitting there, like, it's a loud bar, and women, their voices go up, it gets fucking, and he just goes, they're sitting there talking like, And he keeps glancing over there as he's trying to talk to me. And then he did that glance for an extra second. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going to say something.
On,
and he just picked out one. He just goes, ma'am, miss, ma'am. And she finally looks. And she goes, what? And he goes, your voice. And she goes, is it loud? And he goes, it's piercing. Right? And he just starts and just basically tells her to shut up. So then these girls are fucking gorgeous, too. So her two friends want to come to her rescue. So all three of them come over to Patrice. I'm like, oh, fuck, how the hell is he going to deal with this? And I don't know what he did. Within 30 seconds, he had them auditioning to figure out who had the best sexy phone sex voice.
Holy shit,
and they were auditioning for him, and he was sitting there judging and telling each one of them why, despite their looks, guys didn't find him attractive after like a third date. And he was so in there. It was Hannibal Lecter. He was in their fucking heads.
Hannibal Lecter.
It was awesome.
Yeah. He was a psychologist, man. He really was a brilliant, intuitive fucking psychologist, man. He read people immediately.
I know exactly the way when you describe that, how I went, your voice.
Yeah.
Like he would just do that.
Your voice.
Your voice.
Yeah. What was better than him shushing people?
It's piercing.
What was funnier than that?
He used to do that. He used to do that on the subway. We'd be on the subway, and it would be jam-packed with people, and he'd just go, shh. And everyone would shut up for half a second, and then he would just start laughing. People would get so fucking mad.
And he was the one that brought that to this circle, right?
Him and Keith Robinson are the two.
I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Like
his shit was so loud.
And he could do it so loud. He could do it in bars, and everybody would shut up.
Yeah, yeah. And they all would look around like, where did that come from?
They don't realize why they're being shushed.
And you hear people start going, who keeps doing that?
Yeah. Dude, I would beg him to do it at the cellar. Because from the back of the room, I would like, just shush everybody. It was like asking someone to sing your favorite song, and he would finally shush, and the whole fucking restaurant would go silent. And you're like, why the fuck did we stop talking? Who is that?
Who's shushing? Dude, it's like you got something on your shirt. Like the person would fall for it every fucking time.
That's so fucking funny.
I did it one time. I was going out to his house in Jersey. We were way back in the day. You know, we were on the fucking path trade. He did it like fucking 9 times to the point I was embarrassed. Going, please stop doing this.
You never say that to him. No, he's gonna just do it more.
No, and then I think the entertainment was him watching me be so fucking uncomfortable.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh god.
And he could diffuse almost anything too. Like even though he was a big guy. He was so fucking... He just had that light, man. He was so fucking charismatic. Like, he could diffuse any type of aggression. He just knew how to fucking let the air out and make people... Manny had the same ability. Manny Dwarman. No matter how heated it got, in a second, he could diffuse it. Whenever, almost at will.
You know something? That's what I loved about Manny the best. Is because I came from that stupid Irish. You get into a fight and then you hold on to it for fucking 9 years.
Yeah.
He had that thing. He could actually... just make it be like that. He come over, hey, and you just see that Manny laugh, and you just start fucking laughing, being like, I don't want to. And then you start thinking, this is how we should have done it in my family.
Yeah.
Me and Manny had a fight one time, one of our rare fights, like a real argument. I might have told this story already, but Manny, I didn't go into the cellar for 40 days. I stayed out for over a month. I was so fucking mad at him, and he was mad at me. And I finally went back in, because I just missed it. And he and I walked by each other, and we just kind of looked at each other and said, hello. And then we were in the back, and it was very tense when he was at the table with me. And he said, I have some pictures of you that I want to give you that I took. And I'm like, okay, thanks. And he goes, let me go get them out of the garbage. Immediately, everything was okay. He made me laugh.
Funny.
Immediately, he fucking just took the air out of
That was another one. That was another rough one.
Manny was terrible.
Manny was and you know what I loved about Manny? Manny fucking, he loved people. Like, he loved the debate. He loved sitting there and, so he didn't want to be mad at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot about not being an angry psycho just through that guy, like how he had that ability. And interesting enough, Bobby Kelly, living with Bobby Kelly. Bobby's really good at that after you have this epic,
Is he?
going to
Really?
choke you to death, that he can actually... You know, he starts going, listen, dude, bro, and all that shit. And you're like, and you're like, oh, this fucking idiot. I can't be mad at him.
And Bobby does the great thing, too, where he'll go, he'll be like, it's okay, dude. I'm sorry I snapped at you, right? And then, like, he'll be talking, he'll go. I mean, you know, nobody's got to think about that you got all this fucked up shit that you do, and it really pisses everybody off or whatever. Like, he'll slip it in.
Oh, man.
And you'll just be going, and I'll go, I'm fucking with you, stupid. You know, and you're like, you cocksucker.
Like the battered wife.
I worry about Bobby too with his eating. I mean, we tease him and stuff because we're friends, but it's like, yeah, my friend. It's like you worry about, like, dude.
I said that to him yesterday. We went in. He's gonna kill me for telling this story, but we went in to go get a fucking sandwich, and I picked out this little bag of chips, and then then he picks up this big bag of chips. What's that?
Please ignore it.
Okay.
It's better
big
that way.
bag of fucking chips. I go, Bobby, you don't need all those. So then he grabbed like 2 little ones. I go, put one of those back.
He
grabbed
two
right.
little.
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
Look, we went the other day. I made him walk with me to the Levi's store.
More fucking jeans.
How many pants do you need, motherfucker?
What are you doing?
Joe's
what are you
jeans,
raping women and you're throwing
Levi's?
jeans out when you finish?
It's the jean killer.
The blue jean killer.
Blue jean killer. He
The
needs
Pepsi
Chris
Cola
jeans.
rapist.
For each trophy, he needs a new pair of jeans.
Come on, guys. That's just dark.
Yeah, he has a bunch of jeans with cum and blood. Right. Fucking long blonde hair
samples.
And it all came out of the same hole. No, I made him walk. I had to return some
But
pants.
seriously, folks.
Come on, I had to go for it. I had to return some pants, and I made him walk. I was with him and Dawn, or his wife, for breakfast, and I got to return some pants. Come with me. And his wife's like, yeah, you should go. And we're walking, and he's yelling at me, fucking stupid cocksucker. And I go, dude, do you understand? I care about you. This is good that we're doing this. And we went into Starbucks. I'm like, I'm not trashing him. I'm like, don't get any fucking cookies, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm worried about you.
It's like watching.
Don't do it.
Because Bobby's a compulsive guy like I am with sex, and like everyone is. But he just, the food is such an addiction, man, and it's a fucking hard one. It's hard because you cannot. We've talked about it, but you can't be fucking abstinent from food.
Yeah, you got to eat some.
And it's like I worry about him. Like, come on, dude. Because I sent some pictures of me, Bobby, and Patrice from Brazil. I was just going through some photos.
Was Bobby a lot thinner back then?
Yeah, man. And it's like he has the ability to get thin. He really does. Because Bob's like a
we've
fucking.
seen it, yeah.
He could just lock on to like working out and work out. He can do it.
Yeah, it's on or off with him.
Yeah, I just want to see him do it for his own health. It's like.
What is the theme from Fatso? This is what he's whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
There you go.
Dude, I'm done with sugar, dude. I'm fucking hitting the gym, dude. Doing sit-ups.
Dude.
Protein, dude.
Got a weight loss app for my
shredded,
iPhone.
Dude. Gonna get my fucking abs.
That lasts like. He really is at that level of fat where he should just have the gray-on-gray sweatsuit from Sears.
Oh, God, that's fucking... All right, well, yeah, now that we expressed our concern, let's trash him.
Yes.
Well, you got to do it that way.
How come no concern for Roland?
It's a good point.
Yeah, you
know what?
Roland?
I love Roland. Although Bobby's one of my
Roland
closest
knows.
Well, yeah.
friends.
I've had sit downs with Roland. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. He scares me.
Dude, food is fucking terrible.
He scares me.
Roland was just when we were watching that baby calf given birth to, and a cute little calf face, and Roland just goes, "All I see is veal."
Hey, Roland.
What's up with
Causing my stress.
he blames us.
We don't
Get
like
the
your
fuck
Jets
out
hat.
of here. Yeah, what's up with the Jets hat? The new Jets
What are you
hat.
wearing that for?
Why are you wearing that?
It's fucking horrendous.
You don't have the right head for that. Patrice would have looked great in that hat.
Yes, he would have.
Oh, yeah.
I know. We can't.
Are you loving the Jets? We're a little nervous with this Sanchez.
Jets, New York Jets.
He did all right yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the Jets they know how to
Giants
win in the
lost.
end, though.
They're 7-5.
I wouldn't want to play those guys.
Packers are rough.
Oh,
They're
the Packers
tough.
are great.
Packers are ridiculous, yeah.
The Niners, don't count them out.
No, the Niners. I think if they had a quarterback.
Is Drew Brees not good? Oh, I'm sorry. Not you thinking. I'm thinking Saints.
Niners.
Well, let me put my 2 cents into this.
You don't like football.
No.
Attaboy,
listen,
Joe.
I'm
On
telling
contrary,
you something.
this guy.
It's a good year. It's a good year for football,
I say,
man.
what did you say?
I mentioned Drew Brees because he did, but I was thinking Saints.
I haven't seen a player like Drew Brees since, I would say, Namath was the last time I've seen somebody play like Drew Brees.
Let me beat Bill.
Joe. I'm very serious.
Joe.
I'm very serious.
Who said that, Joe? You didn't hear the whole conversation. Who said that? You're repeating it.
Drew Brees is.
Oh, Joe.
He's the old stuff.
All right.
I thought that was going to be.
What's the matter, Joe? You tired of being left out of the conversation?
He's fun to do, Burr.
Yeah.
I kind of like
It's really mean, but really true and funny. You laugh and it hurts.
The eyes get real squinty.
Yeah.
Ah, Joe.
And he doesn't look at you. He lifts the mic. Oh, it's not a Joe.
This one, too. Jesus, Joe. Jesus. A nice, long Jesus.
Yeah. Just a fucking. You got to sit like that.
Joe.
Can't tell if you're doing me or an 80-year-old fucking vaudeville guy.
I did
vaudeville guy. I really didn't have the reference. I was trying to think of that. Where the hell did they? Poughkeepsie? Where the fuck did all those old Jewish guys go?
Oh, Catskills.
Catskills. That was what I was looking for. Old vaudeville guy.
I wanted to ask you when you were telling that Patrice story about the animal thing, and you said you wish you did that.
Yeah.
Was that before the Philly thing?
Yeah.
Because you had your moment where you turned it in Philly. At the Virus
I mean,
show.
look, it's not like I hadn't snapped on crowds, but
Right.
I was so like, it was different. It was a benefit, and I was sitting there, and there was some people there. Somebody from NBC was there, so I was in this fucking.
So you felt like, you know what? Even if I want to, I just can't. Go
I have
there.
to be a professional,
Gotcha.
and I felt like it was. I basically kept giving them respect when they were showing me none. So it was one of the worst feelings.
Now I understand.
That's
Now I
what you
understand.
just said. It's not about.
You thought there was way too the people were way too important in the audience to
the
fuck around.
cast from TV shows were there.
Gotcha.
Everyone was dressed up. This was I didn't have any sort of agent going. Maybe somebody from CAA is here. Like I was in that stupid.
No, it was a great
give
story.
Me a deal.
It was a great story, but I was confused because I'm like, nah, Bill would fucking do that. But now I get it.
Patrice
Now I
addressed
get
it the way you wished you had addressed it as a comic. Like, he was being. Yeah, I've been there too.
And also, I grew into that. Like Patrice came in
like that.
He came in like that.
He actually had to tone it down and remember to do material.
Standard equipment with him.
They should like you.
Yeah. No, he from day one doing stand up was already there. It took me years, and obviously getting to see a guy his caliber, it was it's the worst
His
saddest
laugh
fucking day ever.
We've talked about his big dumb laugh. But anybody that thinks
Greatest laugh
Patrice
ever.
was mean, when you made him laugh like that, like you really felt like a funny person.
Oh,
You know?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like when he fucking let go. Like
You
that's
know.
the guy I think of when I think of Patrice. Not mean and people have had horrible experiences with him because he was at times fucking.
Believe me, there's a lot of people not sad today.
I said there's as many happy as sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was mean to certain comics unnecessarily. And, look, at one point he went back and started apologizing to guys because he felt bad about the interactions he had had. Like, he has a conscience.
But he gave you respect, man. He gave you that over-the-top laugh saying, fuck, that was funny, man.
If something was funny,
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest I saw anybody make him laugh was the time Voss did that bit. Hey, what time is it? There was this Asian guy walking down the street, he's in the middle of moving, and he had all these boxes. And the joke is you basically go, hey, what time is it? And as the guy looks down at the watch, you walk away.
Sure.
And just the look of exasperation because the guy had to adjust the weight of the boxes. Like, I thought Patrice was going to fall down.
Was that in front of Boston?
The Boston,
Yep.
remember that? And
Yeah.
he was... He actually started running. He was laughing so hard. If you can imagine,
Trying to run away from the laugh.
he ran like
From his
5
own
feet
laugh.
and leaned on this car and was laughing so hard, and the laugh was so great. I remember thinking I wish I could make him laugh that hard because that is and then it was
That means
it was
something.
out there in the streets. It was echoing off the buildings. It was just. It just
that's
was
great.
fucking. It was awesome.
Yeah, anytime you made him laugh, it was just fucking gold. It's
all
like,
right,
oh
man.
man, okay, good.
Patrice is laughing?
I
Fuck.
can be funny at some point.
The impish smile too. You're right. That impish. There was that weird I know I'm being naughty. Fucking
He
smile.
knew exactly what he was doing
Yeah.
at all fucking
Yeah.
times, and his disdain for authority. I
Fantastic.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I remember one time we used to drive down to New York in my piece of shit truck. I had this '83 Ford Ranger, vinyl seats. We leaned all the way to one side because I could barely shift the thing, right? And I remember we got pulled over by the cops. And I'm just typical white guy. I'm like, I was speeding.
Yeah.
He got me. Fuck it. And I'm sitting there and the guy comes to the window. I just see, I can feel Patrice staring a hole through this guy to the point I'm like, I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me because of you.
this.
I was speeding. The speed limit was fucking 55. I was doing 75. Stop staring at this guy. And Patrice goes, he had this whole code of honor. It's the way he's talking to you right now.
Oh,
I
man.
fucking hate these cops. And then it became this whole topic of race on the way down that I don't get it. And I was just like, dude, they're kind of dicks to us, too.
Yeah.
And they also have to come up to the car and be worried that they're not going to get shot. So they have to have. So I was obviously taking the cop side, and it was just like, I remember I had no saliva left in my mouth by like 5. You could just out debate you. I think we just stopped talking by the time we got there. But we had this one moment on the trip that we always got a big kick out of. There's this tunnel that you go through on the Merritt Parkway. And we used to always joke that it was this James Bond kind of tunnel. So one time we were going down there through there, and he actually brought the James Bond soundtrack cassette. This is how long it is. And he popped it in, and right as we go to the tunnel, I was like, and we were driving through, and then when it went, ba-na-na-na, we both looked at each other like we were in a spy movie. It became this fucking tradition. Every time we drove down, we'd be in the middle of talking. We both knew we were going to do it.
That's great.
Nobody said anything, and then one time we were driving down with Bobby Kelly, and that was the best because he had no idea. And we were sitting there talking, and Patrice, these motherfuckers, blah, blah, blah. And we got to the bridge, and then we go, shut up, Bob. We popped it in, and it's like going down, down, down. And Bob just starts doing that high-pitched laugh. What the fuck? And then we just looked at each other, came out the other side, and it was Bobby laughed for like 10 miles. It was fucking.
He told me that story.
Awesome. It was fucking. We had so many great times, man.
He told me about you guys doing that recently, and he was telling me, he goes, dude, they would drive through the tunnel, dude, and as soon as they hit the tunnel, they go, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I go, what the fuck are you talking? What are you singing?
No, he
goes, James Bond, dude.
No, we had it down, right when it go, ba-na-na-na, we both look at each other.
You gotta look at each other.
And then when it was like go, da-na-na, we'd look away, back goes.
That's fucking cool.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
And
it's like a movie.
Yeah. And when Bobby saw it, dude, I'm telling you, he laughed for fucking 10 miles going, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And it was it was awesome. And then we went down to New York, and me and Bobby felt like little kids, and Patrice just walked in and immediately started trashing the club owners. And I was just, and I remember thinking, like, how does he think he's going to get in doing this? And then he would, because he just had he would literally de-pants these guys, and they were just like, they're so used to being like everybody just groveling, and Patrice would just come in and just, bring them down to bedrock.
He could back any shit up with charm and charisma, which is fucking, like, no one has both of those things, where you can be a utter prick and then be charming. Yeah, well, we have the prick part, but that charming part, we're all a little lacking.
We're working on it.
But he was funny. He was almost funny at will, and that was what got him out of it, was because you couldn't argue that this guy is not hilarious. Like, everyone, you couldn't. Uncomfortable situations, he could make people laugh at him all the time. Like, just start trashing somebody where nobody knows him. He didn't care. He didn't give a fuck, and then people would listen and start laughing.
I saw him. He trashed one time. We were at Montreal Comedy Festival, and the original star of Law and Order, really well-respected actor. He passed away recently. He came walking up, and I was like all in awe. And Patrice started making fun of his fucking raincoat, and the guy loved it. He just, like, he immediately
was
got...
it that Orbach guy?
Yeah.
The old guy, right?
Yeah.
Jerry?
Who literally
Jerry
looked like...
I think it's Jerry,
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, when people immediately got Patrice, like, that was another, like, a whole nother level. Because then you immediately saw, I bet this guy breaks balls, too. Like, he totally... he didn't have, like, that vibe, like, I'm the star of a TV show. He immediately thought it was fucking funny. And then Patrice had that thing that, like, that's how people didn't realize that's how you got to him. That if you actually could laugh at a trash, and that then you'd get that side of Patrice where he showed you what a big-hearted guy he was.
Yeah. God damn.
Oh, and it just gets sadder by each story.
It really does.
Fucking horrible.
There was some wonderful savage beatings. Some fucking verbal beatings. And we've all been on the receiving end of them. And
I don't think I ever got over that bus beating. About taking the bus. And Kevin and them came in and told that story. And this is what I never told, because I was sworn to secrecy. After that trashing, I was still going to do the gig. Because in my world, it was an easy gig. Just to tell the listeners, it was basically you had to stand up on a bus.
On a bus, yeah.
To Yankee Stadium, and they pay you like $500 and you get a free World Series ticket. And they were all Braves fans. So I'm like, that's the easiest fucking gig ever. All I got to do is just stand there. Every time I have a problem, I go, Jeter sucks. So, hey, look at the tits on her. And I would be fine. But they pounded me so bad for 45 minutes. I was still going to do it because I didn't give a fuck. But in the end, Patrice said, Bill, you're a friend. He goes, I can't let you do that. He goes, I will stand in front of that bus before I let you do that. He goes, you make enough money. Just buy a fucking ticket. if you want to go. And I just remember that going like, oh, I should really have some sort of respect for myself. And that's what made me stop. And then this is where I was sworn to secrecy, is I passed that gig on to somebody else, and they did the gig. I'll let them tell it if they ever come on this show. And I asked them the next day, I go, how was the game? He goes, oh, it was fucking awesome. I go, how was the gig? He goes, dude, it was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. He goes, I ran out of shit. We hit traffic.
Oh, no.
That traffic, I didn't take into consideration there was going to be traffic going to a World Series game at the Bronx.
You had to perform for the whole ride, no matter how long the ride lasted. It wasn't like you're on for 10.
I don't think Patrice was ever funnier. He goes, so when they bring you up, are you going to come out of the bathroom? Or he goes, are you going to walk up those little stairs? One of my favorite ones, he was doing an impression of me. After at the end of the gig, I was going to be standing up going like, this is going to be a visual joke, but thanks a lot, everybody. You guys have been great. And then I sit down with my back to the crowd, and as they all get off, I'm looking over my shoulder going, oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And it was just one of those things. It was the easiest thing to trash somebody for, and then all the fucking Mount Rushmore people of trashing. Norton was there. Voss was there. Keith was there,
Little
Patrice, and Little Kev.
Oh shit,
dude! And two of them, I never would have. They literally did a headlining set, and it was one of those awful nights at the Cellar where it was like a third full. So there was people who didn't even know me were hearing it, and they were either laughing. One girl looked at me and she went, "Oh," like she saw me, dude. And I just was sitting at the bar, shifting my weight, and all I wanted to do from 30 seconds in was run out of there, and I couldn't. I had to sit, because that's the rules. I had to sit there and take it through. And every time I thought it was going to end, somebody else would just come back with something else, and dude, I'm telling you, that one, the Eddie Ift.
Oh my God, that was one. Were you there for that? Was when Patrice, comedian Eddie Ift, who's a funny guy, but Patrice killed him one time. They argued about something, and it was so bad. Me and Voss were there, and like literally, we didn't even. You just want to jump in on a teasing. We couldn't even jump in on a tease. It felt abusive almost, like to jump in.
Wow. Somebody joked that we need to call him to make sure he's okay. Eddie, I actually, out of everything we said, summed up Patrice in a great way one time. He goes, sometimes I would walk into the Cellar and I would just think, fuck, he saw me. Which I thought was exact, because I used to feel that. Like you would come walking in and you would literally, like, dude, before you'd walk in, you'd look at your clothes going, okay, is everything straight? Is my hat, is my hair messed up?
They're going to fucking rail me about this one, dude, really bad.
I have closets full of clothes that got retired from the trashing. And I got to be honest, dude, like, as much as I do that shit on stage, I'm not that guy off stage. Like, Norton and those guys really were those guys. And I used to really... Great. He'd take a fucking pounding down there.
He was trashing some guy's hoodie one night. I forget who the comic was. We're in front of the Cellar, and Patrice was trashing his hoodie so bad. And he's going, look at this nigga's hoodie. Look at this nigga's hoodie. Right? And he goes, take that shit off, man. Take that fucking hoodie off. And the dude unzipped it, and he was wearing, like, a spandex shirt underneath. And he goes, put it the fuck back on. Put it back on, man. And it was so fucking fast and so insulting. Like, boom, 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 boom. We were laughing so fucking hard.
I love when he used to call, like, older white people the N-word when he was mad at them, and he would talk to them like it was some dude on the street, and so he would be coming at them like 40 different ways that they didn't know how to handle. You can only see their clothes moving and the pounding that they were taking from the guy. And totally, man. I never said that, dude. Now that everybody's fucking dropping, utmost respect for like the quickness Norton has, and all those guys, man. They're just fucking.
It's just
really. One of my best laughs I ever had was on this show when you called somebody a zilch, and I literally, the way he said it, I swear to God, like 3 weeks later, I was eating like Raisin Bran, and the shit came out of my nose. I don't know why I was thinking it. I think because you were eating like a breakfast sandwich. I was eating breakfast. There's some sort of fucked up connection. I was sitting there with me, and I was eating fucking something. I just thought he went on, one of those Norton rants. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking zilch, right? Shit just came out of my nose. So
thanks, man.
I don't know. Seriously, dude.
Dude, it was the most. It was about moving up to the city with you guys already being was one of the most intimidating things you could ever do because you walk into the you come from the open mic scene in Philly. And you go, all of a sudden you're like, it's your first night in New York. You walk into the Cellar. It's Norton, Burr, Patrice, Bobby, Voss, DePaulo,
Keith, Geraldo,
Geraldo. I forgot DePaulo.
And you're just like, it's that we're not in Kansas moment, not to use a cliche, but I mean, it's like, and just watching that, you're just like, I better shut the fuck up.
Don't talk.
Dude, I got to tell you something. The amount of comics who came down there and took one ass beating and just hit out up at the Strip and the fucking stand-up New York for the rest of their time
and just
there.
never
came back down, dude. Like, it was a serious caning. And the thing is, you never really got beaten into the gang. It just continued to happen. I remember nights, even Keith, remember that night Keith was wearing something, and somebody got him with something so funny. He literally stood up. That's how I got the idea. He literally stood up and ran out of there. And I remember thinking about that bus pounding, going, why the fuck didn't I ever think to do that?
Run out.
Why did I just sit here and take it?
Sometimes you got to just leave. Like when you feel the roll starting and you got to go, you're like, I'm out. I bail on a few.
Right?
Yeah.
But the worst is when like Artie will like. They got smart, the guys trying to run out, and they'll block you. Like, you'll try to dash out of the fucking spot. Where the fuck you going? Sit there and take your fucking pounding.
Who got me mad one time? I was when I was opening for Dice. It was probably 99 or 2000, and I was at the cellar, and they were killing me for opening for, or whatever they were doing.
Yeah, Patrice. Patrice was killing you. What was he saying? Oh, he was saying how much of a lackey Norton was to fucking Dice. So he started imitating Dice, calling Jim up, going, hey, let's go to the mall. Dude, fucking pounding the table. Dude, that was a great smashing.
And I was overtired because I used to fly home in the morning and land at like 6 p.m. and then go right to the cellar. And because it was before, obviously, the morning radio. And I'm sitting there. I think it was Patrice that pulled my chair out. And I was like, don't touch my fucking chair. Like, that's when I decided to get indignant and angry.
Now you're
I made it real. Like, don't touch my fucking chair. And that just made the pounding worse. It just made my beating worse. I had to take it.
Jesus.
Dude, I remember like times of like trying to sneak out of there, and you literally... Keith be like, where you going, Burr? You got nowhere to go. Sit down.
You got nowhere to go.
And then you like an idiot. You try to make something up. You got an audition for what, stupid?
You're not getting it. Nobody cares. Shut the fuck up. Fucking brutal.
Sometimes when you're getting beat up, it was fun, though. Like, I literally have been killed by those guys, and you're thinking, like, it is fun because I know I'm loved here.
Yeah.
And I'm getting pounded by some of the funniest fucking guys in the country. It was kind of a weird thing to enjoy, like even when you were getting killed.
I got upset a lot. He only got upset a couple of times. I don't remember what time. Like, he was always good natured. I remember time Jim was playing chess with Bobby.
Bobby's on the phone too.
And Patrice is just fucking with Norton, and he goes, Jim, what would you do if I punched you right in this chin right here? And then he just started. I don't know. I just watching the way Jim was laughing. I literally learned from you guys because I came from such an angry background where it wasn't done with any sort of love. That's why I sucked at that game, because I didn't take it as love, and then I also went right for your jug. I was the guy. At least my mom didn't die. That's how I initially played it. So it took me
just took everyone out of it, wrecked the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole fucking. Yeah. Bobby was like that too. But Bobby had a way of saving it. Bobby would go for the jugular, and then everybody would be like, Jesus Christ, and just go, Bob Kelly.
Bobby's on the line.
Butchered it. Sorry,
Bobby.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing, Bob?
How you doing, man?
Bobby.
I was at that Pounding 2 bus, Bill.
Oh, yeah, you were there for that one?
I was the
I'm
one
sorry.
that said that you come up to the front, the yellow line, and that's the stage.
The yellow line.
I don't know, Bob. I got to admit, it was all kind of a blur. You know, I still have brain damage from that one.
That was one of the top. We went over it one night. I remember Patrice was at the cellar. That's so funny that he got kicked out of the cellar and then back in, and then he just refused to play there. That's
Dude, I wasn't there for this one, but an epic one. Bobby got off easy because it was overseas, so none of us saw us. There was something in Amsterdam about a hotel room. You guys went over to do a gig over there. It was you, Keith, and Patrice.
Well, it was Keith and Patrice and me, and it was. They tried to put us in this, boutique hotel right in the red light district, but it was really just like, a flop house to save money. And, Patrice and Keith flipped out, and I was just wanted to be a people pleaser, so they have me back to Amsterdam. And I'm like, it's not so bad.
And yeah, it was a square room, 4 metal bunk beds, and it had a 5x5 window.
It's a hostel.
Jesus. Yeah.
And they complained, and I didn't. I told the guy, "I'm fine. This is great. I'm cool here." And the guy was lying to him, like, "Yeah, it's 30 minutes away," and blah blah blah, trying to get him not to go. They were like, "Fuck you, pick us up. We're out of here." They left. It wound up only being 10 minutes away. It was the nicest hotel ever that they put Patrice and Keith on. And I had to spend the night by myself in this fucking hostel. I was fucking shitting my pants. And then the next day I come out to get in the van as they're picking me up to go to the show. I had bought a black shirt and black polyester pants, but I didn't know that I bought bell bottoms.
Oh, no.
So I came out of the hostel, and it looked like I had a fucking black evening gown on. The pounding that went on in that van, I'm not even kidding you. It was so brutal and so rapid fire between Keith, and Keith's laugh and Patrice's laugh. Not only did Patrice hit you with a fucking crazy, fucked up, just right on the money slam, his laugh just mushed it into your face.
Oh, and drowned out anything you had coming back with.
There's nothing you could. His laugh was like the extra just foot on the face in the mud. And I remember the guy, Franz, who didn't laugh at us all week, thought we were assholes, had to pull the fucking van over. He was laughing so hard. This is a French guy, too. I don't even think he understood English that well. Then I'm going to be honest with you. I had a tear in my eye, like I welled up. Honestly, honest to God, sometimes I got pounded by these guys because it's hard to fucking take somebody because they're being so honest with you. I look like I got raped and I was somebody's bitch in prison. I mean, and I fucked up and I was so scared to walk out of that hotel with my fucking bell bottoms on.
Your evening gown.
And then the fact that they didn't even give me a second. There's some comics who'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Nice pants." And they just talk about you behind your back. None of our crew would do that. It was sometimes that hurt so bad that dude, I literally had tears in my eyes. And
they told me, Bob, they told me that they actually invited you over to their great hotel that they stayed at. And then you came walking in and acted like you were going to stay there, and they didn't let you. They made you go back to your flop house.
They said after the thing, Patrice looked back and saw me. My feelings were hurt. He saw that I was legitimately, my feelings were hurt. And he goes, "Bobby, you can come with us tonight." And I go, "Can I?" He goes, "Absolutely not, stupid."
Oh, my God.
I was listening before with the weight stuff, and it really bugs me to no end that Joe DeRosa is fucking saying that I need more help than him. The fact that he looks like his body is any character out of a Dr. Seuss book.
Joe really is the wild card. Like, Bobby's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when you gamble, you always got to bet. You always got to pick a couple of upsets if you want to go undefeated on the card.
Yeah. Bobby's the pass line.
Yeah.
On the point.
Yeah, you're still on the board, dude. I'm telling you.
And don't forget about that fucking lunatic sitting next to you with the megaphone in front of him.
Who, Anthony?
Me?
Anthony?
Yeah, we're going to save you, too, you fucking Howard Hughes. He's not going to come out of his house one day.
Yeah.
Well, I like my house.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
How are they going to find...
Like my house, my beers, and my guns.
How and where are they going to find you in that house when it all goes down? I say in the...
Let's see.
That's it. I mean, that was a logical question.
I know.
Who's going to be brave enough to go into the house?
Here we go. What do you got, Bob?
It's going to be in the hot tub. There's going to be 2 young girls dead with him.
Exactly.
And he's going to have his 50 cal.
Going out like a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony's going to be the first person where it's literally from my cold, dead hand. He's going to be dead with the fucking gun.
It's going to involve some sort of barricade. When you barricade it into your own house, the word estranged is going to be used. Former, a lot of kids, it's going down like that.
Yes. History of.
Yeah, you're going to find you in some room. Some room behind a 3-foot iron door.
Sometimes
food in it.
controversial.
God damn it.
Opie's going to go in a park. I can see him feeding birds and just keying. He's going to last a while. He's going to last a while.
Like Michael Corleone.
Yeah, he's
at the end
going to go like Michael
of
Corleone.
3.
Hold the chest.
At least that one you lived long.
Yeah, that's a good scenario. What the fuck?
Opie's gonna go learn Tai Chi in China. Oh, right then.
Well, I guess we gotta go home.
Tai Chi, why don't you try taping it, right? Or something, Bob?
Oh, fucking Chip, when is he gonna go?
Bobby, you missed the Jon Jones interview, and Jimmy took a pretty good fucking hit today.
Really? Why? What happened?
Well, you know how Jimmy likes to try out some of this shit.
John was great, and he gave me a
shin kick to
my upper right thigh.
And Jim Norton's color left his body.
Wait a minute, dude. I'm so sorry I didn't make it in. I had some problems late last night.
Dude, it was so bad.
Can I just tell you what a fucking moron I am, Jimmy?
What?
You said yesterday Jim Jones is coming in. Jon Jones is coming in.
Yes.
Who's that fucking... I thought you meant Tom Jones, the singer.
That's
and I was
different.
like, you kept saying,
Now we're
you got to
talking.
come in tomorrow. You got to come in. I'm like, all right. I was like, I don't give a fuck about Tom Jones.
Yeah, it was Johnny Bones.
Johnny
I didn't know it
Bones.
was Jon Jones. I'm a fucking moron.
He gave me a fucking... That was fucking Bob goes, why? Like, why would Tom Jones kick you? That's a good question.
Why did he kick you?
It's like a David Lee Roth kind of showbiz kick.
Dude, there's a... Yeah, it was like a can fucking thing.
That really is the difference between me and Bob, too, because when he said Tom Jones, I literally was like, ooh, well, that would have been exciting.
Opie Twittered it, and I retweeted it, dude. He kicked me, and there's a better video of it going up. Sam has a better video.
Yeah.
He gave me a shin kick to my upper right thigh. It hurt so... I literally couldn't breathe, and then I had to leave the studio because I thought I was going to throw up. It was a shock to my system. I almost fainted from the kick.
His color was fucked up.
I almost fainted. I had to walk...
Why are you into this? Why?
That one I would never do again. Like
It was a masochistic thing.
No, but it's not that. It's just what fan wouldn't want to? You get a chance.
Well,
Come
every
on, it's
other
like taking a
fan.
catch from Peyton Manning or fucking Staubach.
Every time I sit here going, maybe I'll... Fuck that.
I want to see if I
make you kind of want to do it for a second, and then you realize, nah.
No way.
How big is he?
Dude, he's a fucking... He literally is sculpted out of human tissue.
He's got to be 6'5", right?
Right.
He's deceptively massive because he's so tall.
I don't know. Yeah, he's
a really sweet guy too, really nice guy.
real
right?
nice. He smiles live, which would really suck when he's beating the shit out of you.
Oh,
Jesus, Bob.
He would probably keep smiling.
But he doesn't smile when he fights, man.
No.
They were showing clips on TV before of his fucking some of those spinning elbows, and I don't understand how people get up to take that. I don't comprehend how a man can take that to his face.
Yeah, that's the worst person. Is the because he's a Christian too. He really believes in God, and that other side of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he brought up Tim Tebow, I guess. How's your leg, Jimmy?
I'm trying to see. I've been icing it too, because as per Kenny's, no bruise yet.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's gonna be a heavyweight.
His fucking little midget Schwarzenegger legs are hilarious. Tim Norton really is in fucking shape.
Those legs are ridiculous.
From the waist down, he is.
From the waist up, I literally look like I was just pulled off a clay table.
Why do you have legs that are sculpted?
I don't know.
You know how hard it is to bend down in the meatpacking district?
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. You're right.
You're half sculpted.
You have calf muscles that like bodybuilders would kill for.
But no, I
His
really...
belt is too tight. All the fat can't sit. Fucking thing.
It's so bizarre.
I really do. They rolling pin my feet up to my cock and balls, and I belt it off.
And then his thighs are sculpted too, man.
Yeah, I have very
it's
good
like
thighs.
a balloon animal that they squeeze the legs and everything just...
I'm an unfinished sculpture. You're exactly right.
You don't walk. You work out every once in a while.
Elliptical
but then you
3 times in a row.
But then you treat yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Very strange.
No, that's genetics, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to hate those guys in the gym. They lift once and they're ripped. I was like, what?
Why
is
did
that
nobody?
about?
Come on.
Why
did you not get shit for that?
Because he knew I meant it as a horrible fucking line.
We got a really busy day. We got to wrap up.
I would never say that.
Talk to you guys later, man.
We'll see you in a couple
We'll see you
hours,
later.
Bobby.
All right, guys.
I love you guys.
Love you. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bill, what do you got? Anything?
Bye, buddy.
podcast, anything you want to promote?
I'm here for
You're good?
Patrice.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I know that. But
That's it.
You might as well at least get a plug in. What the fuck?
Dude, you know what I wanted to tell you? Remember those tweets? Was I showing you those last night? The fucking tweets I got from some people? Like how showbiz never ends. Hey, Bill, sorry to hear about Patrice. I know he's a real good friend of you. Listen, I just opened this room in Reno. It's a 300-seater.
God.
I got a couple of those. Sorry about Patrice. Hey, can you do me a favor? Do you have Kevin Hart's number?
Yeah,
I would really like to.
Using your grief to segue into something.
Yeah.
Some asshole fucking. Now, look, this is hearsay, so if it's not true, fine. But if it is true, you're a fucking cunt. But some comic, female comic from L.A., supposedly tweeted, like, when he died, like, oh, you know, rest in peace, Patrice, something along those lines. And then, like, but I'll be at the such and such, and like, and plugged her fucking gig off of his.
MTV.com did that.
Fucking asshole.
Really?
Man.
MTV.com did. They said, and this is. I'm not making fun of any of these people. It's just who they chose to retweet. They said like Charlie Sheen, Aziz, Sarah Silverman, and Nick Cannon all grieved the loss of their good friend Patrice O'Neill. I'm just thinking, did we not have enough credits? And then at the bottom it said, Vinny from Jersey Shore. Said it's going to be a huge loss to the comedy world. So they actually used Patrice's death as a way to cross-promote
their show.
Fucking believable.
Come on, dude, it's showbiz. And Patrice would have laughed his ass off
Of course.
Yes.
He would have blown off his real friends.
Yeah, he would have actually enjoyed. He actually would have enjoyed our subtle humiliation at that.
Yes.
That's what you get, stupid. You're not famous enough. Yeah, he would have really berated us.
What about Piers Morgan thinking Patrice was a girl?
That happened his whole fucking career. I remember I did
but Piers is like selling it like, oh, this is a tragedy. She's going to be missed. She was so this, she was that.
Yeah, but you knew that. You know when Jim Norton is the only guy I've ever seen actually reads the book before the author comes in and then apologizes and says, I'm only up to page fucking 201.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The other of them just go like, you know, I this book is just, you know, the
back cover,
Yeah, they don't.
I thought Piers was just a little different than the rest of them. Like I don't know.
Right, more thoughtful maybe.
Yeah, man. We had him in, and in the end, he's just like the rest of these.
He was fun. He was a fun guy to hang with for an hour.
He didn't fucking know him. And may believe he did. Joe, let's not promote Caroline's then. This is about Patrice. Sorry. You'll have to come back and promote that you're going to be at Caroline's the 14th, 15th, and 18th.
You wouldn't want
we
to
can't
do
it today.
Joe,
we can't do it today.
You're too much of a man,
Please,
Joe.
please.
Yeah,
Don't mention the House of Comedy in Minneapolis.
No,
this
don't do it.
weekend
Not today.
No.
Not today. But any other day, you're more than
Out of
welcome.
respect for Patrice.
Out of respect for Patrice, I will say this. I will be in Doylestown this Friday and Saturday. And not only should you come, you should buy my merchandise. Why? It's what he would have wanted.
That's right.
There you go.
Hey, tomorrow we're finally going to breathe, and E-Rock has like bonus Patrice stuff.
Okay,
Another
good.
5 hours of Patrice tomorrow that he couldn't fit in the weekend special, so that's going to be great. And we'll see you guys Wednesday.
I want to tell you about some big
Sam.
news, though. Porn sites are moving from the .com to the .XXX. Yes. You know how difficult it is getting a .com name these days?
Patrice loved porn.
Yeah. If you're going to start a .com porn site, it's almost impossible to find a memorable name that hasn't been taken already by someone else. That's why you need to go to www.buy.xxx. buy.xxx. Right now, because it's unbelievable what the domain names are still available for you to check out. Think about it. 20 years ago, people probably laughed at the guy who bought up collegegirls.com. With the new .xxx domain, now there's a second chance of being the guy who gets those names first. As of December 6th, that is December 6th, anyone could buy .xxx domains. Think about it, huh? You got a clever .xxx name? Check availability at www.buy.xxx. That's www.buy.xxx. Yes. And you know what? I don't even care. We're going right up. All those? You kidding me? You know the holidays are always about bringing people together. Yeah. The love of everybody. Oh, Joe. Catch you later, man. It's all right. Huh? What do you want from me? Bring the people you love together this holiday season with a festive mini Christmas tree from Pro Flowers. We love these things. Have mine set up in the house. It's beautiful. Little lights on it. This week only, get Santa's Workshop mini Christmas tree for just $19.99. That's $19.99. It's a fragrant tree, and it comes with free festive tin, in a festive tin with free colorful lights, 12 free wooden ornaments for you to decorate it with. It's an amazing value. Or upgrade to a larger angel and snowflake ornament. with white lights for just $10 more. The mini Christmas tree would be a great surprise for kids, friends, coworkers. It's an amazing mini tree. It sells out every year. So order right now before supplies run out. Here's how you get your mini Christmas tree for just $19.99. Call them. 1-800-PRO-FLOWERS. 1-800-PRO-FLOWERS. Mention Opie or go to the ProFlowers or proflowers.com, I'm sorry, and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and type in Opie. Proflowers.com. That's proflowers.com. Click on that microphone in the upper right-hand corner, type in OPIE. Don't wait. The offer expires at midnight on Friday, so order now. Oh, yeah?
Well.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? How you doing there, E-Rock?
I'm doing good, Anthony. How are you?
Well, you might not have heard this, but there's big news happening.
No way.
Yeah, porn sites are moving from .com to .XXX. You know how difficult it is getting a .com name these days?
Very.
If you're going to start a .com porn site, it's almost impossible to find a memorable name that hasn't already been taken by somebody else. That's why you need to go to www.buy.XXX. That's buy.xxx right now, because it's unbelievable what domain names are still available. Check it out for yourself. Just think, 20 years ago, people probably laughed at the guy that thought to buy collegegirls.com. With the new .XXX domains, there's a second chance to be that first guy with those great names. As of December 6th, anyone could buy .XXX domains. Think you've got a clever .XXX name? Check availability at www.buy.xxx. That's www.buy.xxx.